mess with your ability to make correct decisions. Horner admits he killed 7-year-old Athena Strand in 2022 in Wise County after backing over her with his delivery truck. The guilty plea came just as his trial was starting Tuesday. Today, the jury hears more testimony to help them make their decision about his sentence. Chris Davis, KTSA News.
What should be the new name of Cesar Chavez Boulevard in San Antonio? Well, according to a new survey, it should be Durango Boulevard. The name change became a hot topic after recent accusations of sexual abuse against the labor leader. Results released on Tuesday show 64% of respondents and 79% of those who live on the actual street want its name changed back to Durango Boulevard, which it was until 2011. The city says the name change will affect about 300 addresses. It should cost about $200,000. It's looking like Taylor Sheridan may play a role in the new Alamo restoration project.
At the request of Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, the creator behind Yellowstone and Landman has agreed to direct and produce a new film for the Alamo Visitor Center. The immersive experience will use cutting-edge visuals, sound, and physical effects to bring the Battle of the Alamo to life. Sheridan will collaborate with the board of the Alamo Trust overseeing the restoration. Museum officials say the theater will have the world's most technologically advanced 4D system. John Cruz, KTSA News.
Time now to get caught up with KTSA Sports, sponsored by Connecticut Quality Water Systems. Here we go with Rob Thompson.
In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs return to business tonight against the Portland Trailblazers. Tip is set for 8:30. It'll be televised on ESPN, the reason for the late get-around. Wemby's officially listed as doubtful. There ain't no way he's playing, though. X-rays and MRI did come back clean and is considered day-to-day. Shams Charania, the league insider with ESPN, says the Spurs have confidence he'll play in one of the last 3 games, which would make him postseason award eligible if he does. Projected number 1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza has informed the NFL he's not planning to attend the NFL draft in Pittsburgh this month. This according to sources. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA News Time, 6:03.
I love my Connecticut water softener. Dave here, and yes, I own a Connecticut. Other water softeners just can't measure up. So if your old unit keeps breaking, leaking, or burning through salt, stop paying for frustration. A Connecticut doesn't run on electricity. It powers itself using your water flow and only cleans itself when needed, not on a timer. And Connecticut backs its efficiency claims with independent testing through the Water Quality Association. Connecticut protects your plumbing and appliances. It helps dishes and fixtures stay cleaner and leaves your skin and hair feeling better. And right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. For clean, pure water 24/7, call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE, and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Hey, it's Jack Riccardi, and if your garage door squeaks, rattles, or sounds angry every morning, it needs a tune-up. Precision Garage Door of San Antonio checks everything top to bottom, same-day service. Call Precision Garage Door. They fix angry garage doors.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Wright Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Wright has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Wright Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time, 6:05. Let's get a quick check of KTSA Time Saver traffic.
Good morning. Looks like our first trouble spot of the early morning, and that's a stalled semi. I-10 westbound West Avenue. It's blocking the median. We still have this road work set up at 35 upper levels, southbound before North Florida Street, 2 left lanes closed. Pretty much most all our major freeway systems looking good and rolling at posted speeds. But if you do see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Some sun, then turning cloudy today, the high of 79. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, remaining mild, below 64 along the Riverwalk and 58 in the Hill Country. Cloudy with the thunderstorm in spots for Thursday afternoon, the high up to 80. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Looking at partly cloudy skies and about 56 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
Based on conversations with Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Field Marshal Asim Munir of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent to Iran, and subject to Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz, I agree to suspend the bombing and attacks of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-sided ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and very far along with a definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. We received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. Almost all of the workable various points of the past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran. But a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America, as president and also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald John Trump.
Yep.
Taco. Let's talk taco, because I like taco. Do you like tacos?
I live for tacos,
Okay.
man. I love tacos.
Yesterday was Taco Tuesday. We had taco skillet at my house, and I did not know that Trump was serving up a taco as well.
Oh, was he?
Yes. The left-wing Democrats call Taco Trump, Trump always chickens out. That's what they were saying yesterday. That's their acronym for Taco
okay.
Trump always chickens out.
All right.
So they are upset at the ceasefire. Now, get this. They were mad that he threatened to blow up an entire civilization. Even Republicans were mad.
yeah.
They were like, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't blow up a civilization. It's a civilization. What are you doing? You can't do that." And then when he didn't do it, they were mad that he didn't do it.
Well, you know,
So
that's
now,
who they are.
Their new thing is, he's Taco, man. He always chickens. Why didn't he go ahead and do it?
That's kind of lame, Taco.
It is lame,
Well,
but it's the left
it's
wing, man. It's the Democrats.
They need some marketing help.
Yeah,
But-
a smidge.
I played it on the air yesterday, and we played it over and over again. President Trump said over and over again, I don't want to have to do this. I don't want to
Right.
have to do it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to do it. But you know what? I will. Look, it's the art of the deal, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. But there is no ceasefire as far as Iran is concerned. They have been bombing with cluster bombs all night long. They have been raining cluster bombs down on Tel Aviv and all the Gulf allies that we have there. Iran continues to attack them. As far as Iran is concerned, they don't have a ceasefire in place. But this was never about Iran. I'm going to go back to when this started and what I said initially when it started. This is not about Iran. This is all about China and driving up. Remember Karg Island? I brought that up early on in this, and I said if you see him attack Karg Island, that means 90% of the oil that goes to China comes out of Karg Island. He's attacking China and driving up their prices. That's why he went and got Venezuelan oil prior to doing this. We have Venezuelan oil that we are using. That is ours. It's ours. We have that in reserves already. We have Maduro in jail already. He did that before he went after Iran to drive the prices up in China. It's all interconnected. It's all interconnected. This was all about China.
I believe that, absolutely. But it is a little odd that we allegedly have a double ceasefire and they're still bombing crap.
Well, look, and it's how they're doing it. So you like to say lost their S.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the UN secretary, you ought to just say the word. I played it yesterday.
Days, yeah, right.
I played it all day yesterday. But anyway, the UN Secretary General lost his S. I'm not stealing your word, but
you're fine.
You say that all the time.
You're fine.
And so he lost his S and said Donald Trump is committing a war crime if he goes after bridges and all that kind of stuff. But last night, you had Iran, after a supposed double-sided ceasefire, raining cluster bombs.
Yeah.
Everybody understand what cluster bombs are. It's a missile that flies overhead. It's pregnant. It explodes, and when it does, thousands of little bitty bombs shoot out from underneath it and just carpet the whole area, meaning civilians and children and schools and hospitals.
Right.
Houses and homes get hit by this stuff. And when has the UN Secretary General lost his S about that?
Never. Nope. In fact, they're going to be talking today. I don't know. I mean, my initial reaction was because, the statement yesterday morning, and that came out while we were on the air about, an entire civilization is going to be greased. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. He was sending the planes. I mean, they were en route, en route. And my initial thought was, well, I guess his hopped up rhetoric and badassery worked. But they're continuing to bomb Israel. I don't really understand that part of it.
The talk about swinging for the fences. This is the art of the deal. Donald Trump goes into a negotiation. He says to them, first of all, open up the effing strait.
Right.
First thing he said that over the weekend. Open up the effing strait, you bastards. Obviously, they didn't do it. So that was the first thing that he's laying out there. And then he says, okay, You're not going to do it? I'm going to decimate your civilization. Now, he never said civilians. He wasn't going to blow up civilians. He was going to go after bridges and power plants, but it mainly was the art of the deal. This is strong arm. I called him mafioso. Remember?
Yeah.
If you don't do this, I'm going to do that. You do a much better mafia voice, but that's what he did. That's the game he played. Art of the deal.
Sure.
Read the book, guys. I read it 30 years ago when it first came out. Read the book.
And they did exactly. I mean, the human chains are all around the hospitals and schools. They indeed did fill up the bridges with women and children.
Sure.
They had they were live streaming all those bridges and all those locations so that if he did attack, you would be watching, that stuff happen in real time.
But keep in mind, those people don't have access to the media, so they didn't know of Trump's threat. The people that were lining up, they didn't know. They were just told to go or you're going to die.
Right.
And they had women and children, the black burqas and all that kind of stuff, but they don't know that Donald Trump is saying, I'm going to blow that up. They're just told to go to the bridge.
They're in a vacuum as far as information, but they did fill them up. So, I think it's interesting because Israel's agreed to this too. I mean, Israel's agreed to the ceasefire.
They're not going to sit there and let
they're not going to sit there and let cluster bombs rain over Tel Aviv.
No, sure they won't.
So what happens? I mean, I get the whole. You're right. China and Russia. This is really about China. This is really about the big bullies who are not kind of hiding in the shadows behind all this. I get that.
I think what happens, honestly, out of this deal is they continue to attack Israel. And all those people leave those bridges and stuff, and then we blow it all up.
Right.
I think that's what's going to happen.
Maybe he's playing them from that angle. Right. Wait till they get some security in their hearts.
And they leave.
And they take the people off the bridges.
Get off the bridge. Everybody go back home. And then they can, as they continue to bomb Israel, that gives us the okay to say, okay, your bridges, your power plants.
There you go.
It's all done. Because you didn't stop.
Right.
You didn't quit. And everybody went home. No, we're not killing any innocents. We're going, but yes, wipe out the bridges and the power. Look,
but that's it. I have to comment on that because that's brilliant. It's true. I mean, that makes perfect sense. You're going to let them think that first off, they can continue bombing Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv becomes the reason why once those bridges clear out. Because we already know we can swoop in anytime we want.
10 minutes, less.
In 10 minutes.
Or less.
Exactly. Well played, Mr. President.
Iran can't be reasoned with, guys.
No.
They are not guided by any morality. So you cannot reason with terrorist theocrats. It's an impossibility. There is no reasoning or negotiating with terrorist theocrats, and that's what Iran is.
Right.
We're talking 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium that they have that they could turn into a bomb right now. And the largest missile arsenal and the most diverse missile arsenal in the Middle East. They are, they're blood-soaked fanatics is what they are. Thousands of drones. The hostility toward us is foundational. It is their cause. It's 100% what they want. They have killed and maimed thousands of U.S. citizens. They murder their own citizens every day. So absolutely, you're not going to negotiate with these folks. What Donald Trump is doing, though, is a brilliant side move to get through China and drive up their prices.
Right.
Our prices came way down yesterday, and that's the other side of this we need to make sure that we make public a lot today is you guys in the oil and gas business and at the pump, y'all will drive the price of pump up if one of these people in the Middle East farts. Next thing you know, we got $20 added to a barrel of fuel just with fart. And you'll do that like in 5 seconds. You stand there and watch on the pump, and you watch the price per gallon go up, as this stuff is going on. We want the same now that the price per barrel has gone way down. We want that reflected today. Usually they're real slow in bringing it down. Real slow in bringing it. When the price of oil drops, it'll take them weeks to lower the price at the pump. They bring it, but when the price per barrel goes up, then they raise it instantly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were talking about this, I think about a week ago, and I know this firsthand. As far as how individual companies and stuff and stores raise their prices and lower them, they're also in a competition battle with whoever's across the street. So that kind of slows down the process as well. It's just as far as the price at the pump. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if this guy lowers it a little bit, he's across the street, you got to lower yours a bit. It's a back and forth.
Under normal circumstances. With this going on, we obviously see spikes on a day-to-day basis. We were at $4.50 for premium gas, $4.54 premium at Buc-ee's. That's cheap gas. Buc-ee's.
Right.
We're $4.54 yesterday. They raised that overnight. They can go up 20 cents or more overnight. I mean, just boom, there it is. It's going up. It's going up. Well, I want the same return going down. I want it overnight going down.
Right,
you see, we shouldn't have to wait. They have traditionally done that where they sit on a high price, even though the price per barrel goes way down.
Right.
At the pump, they sit on a high price.
Pure profit.
Right.
Because everybody needs it.
And so they should bring that down, right? They should bring that down with the same expediency in which they raise it.
Well, I concur. It's a fascinating turn of events altogether. Everything that's happened over the past 24 hours. So, I agree. Like I said, I agree. I agree with you that at the end of the day, it's really about China and kind of choking them off. So,
and finally, Jimmy, my final point. Your buddy Machaba. Okay.
You're talking about Moj?
Yeah.
Moj Taba?
Machaba.
My fraternity brother?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Khamenei. He's the guy that's supposedly in charge of his daddy.
Right.
He's supposedly in charge.
Yeah.
I love my gay Moj Taba.
He's gay, right? He's a gay son?
Yeah.
Found him at the bottom?
He is unconscious, in severe condition, and they're building a mausoleum in Qom for him.
Did we think he was going to last long anyway?
Well, that was why we learned his name. I said we ought to really learn his name before he's gone, and so Moj
Bye,
Taba.
Felicia.
Yeah,
Felicia.
I gotta go light a candle for him.
Okay, I want to tell you about my friends over at Window World. They have the best windows anywhere. The replacement windows that really make a difference, that look beautiful, and of course, not only do they look beautiful, but they're the most energy efficient windows that you can buy anywhere. That's not me saying it. It's not Martin Bomba at Window World saying it. You know who's saying that? It's all those independent rating agencies that actually look at this stuff and test this stuff to see what it does. And these Window World windows, I can tell you personally, Nancy and I put them in the house, I don't know, 4 years ago, something like that. I don't remember, something like that, somewhere around 4 or 5 years ago. And they've been great for us. We're saving money every time, every minute of every day, because the AC is on inside the house now. When the AC stays in the house, it's not leaking out to I'm not air conditioning outside like I was before I got Window World windows. Locally and family owned, that's important to me. I like doing business with local families whenever I can. And the best price guarantee on top of all that, too. You're going to pay the lowest price when you deal with our friends at Window World. Stop on by that beautiful design center at 410 between Broadway and Nacogdoches, or you don't have to. They'll come to you if you want. A free on home quote from Window World at 210-767-0995. Happy National Empanada Day. Sun and clouds today, high near 80. 57 now, KTSA.
Good morning. Got a couple of new trouble spots. Loop 410 on the frontage road eastbound approaching Salsamora. Got an accident. A stall semi, I-10 westbound West Avenue blocking the median. And still have this road work set up on 35 upper level, southbound just before North Florida Street. 2 left lanes closed. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This is the greatest movement in the history of our country.
A movement of news and talk.
And it's just starting.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Hey, it's Sean. You know, I was actually talking to my person over at Trajan Wealth yesterday, Blair. Looks like we got all the 401k stuff we were talking about set up. So now I'm looking at my wife and I are talking to Blair about Roth IRAs and things like that, so we can start investing and seeing a real return on our investments. That's what they do at Trajan Wealth. They help you customize a wealth plan that specifically works for your vision for your life. They are fiduciaries, which means they always put your needs first. So when you make more money, they make more money. That's why I trust the advice I get from Blair. She had advised me yesterday on some percentages as far as my 401k that made sense to me, and now we'll continue this conversation. You should go in for a complimentary consultation. They want to talk to you and start talking to you about your wealth plan. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. I am an actual client. This is a paid advertisement. Additional disclosures are available at TrajanWealth.com. Call them up, 210-201-7100.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at EvolveMedGroup.com.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
You've been ZZ'd at 624, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanchard had a press conference yesterday, and he's saying the DOJ has, quote, 8,000 fraud matters underway. And this is on the heels of J.D. Vance talking about this task force that's they're bringing back protections, and I didn't realize this, during the Biden administration. They had protections in place against government fraud, whereas departments could talk to each other. Like if you see something over at Treasury, you can talk to this guy over here at this department if he's having issues. There was a communication level of protection with government fraud that they're getting rid of that was installed during the Biden administration. And he says he's got thousands of cases they're looking into. I hope it's all real. I hope he's going to follow through with this, and we're going to start seeing some people indicted and thrown in jail, man. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars here.
And you know what? He's going to be there until Lee Zeldin is freed up enough from EPA to get over there and take over. He also said, yes, the president can indeed weaponize this department to go after his political enemies. This is what Mr. Blanche said.
People in this room for 4 years, some of you, same people, sat here with the last administration when you saw a weaponization of this department, the likes of which had never been seen in history. And some of you are looking down now, and I get it, because you had a president who was indicted 4 times by this department. You had a president who along with this department had assistance. So this department helped 2 other local DAs go after the president.
In fact, there was lots of coordination, and then they challenged him. The members of the media tried to challenge him.
Sure.
Earlier that this Department of Justice has indicted President Trump 4 times. Can you explain what you base that statement on? Because obviously you now run this department. Are you basing that on your experience as a defense lawyer for the president, or are you basing that
I read it in what you wrote. What kind of question is that? He got indicted 4 times. He got indicted in Florida, and then he got indicted in D.C., and then they superseded in Florida, and then they superseded in D.C.
And New York.
I was going to say New York.
So that's not, am I breaking news there, that he got indicted 4 times by the feds?
It was a great moment. He's a badass. And he was there. I mean, to ask that guy, with 4 indictments, what are you talking about? Come on, man. And I love the moment where he said, you're all looking down, because they know he's absolutely right. It's like when Caroline Leavitt calls them out for their crap coverage of their propaganda and their bull crap. Good on him, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just hope that we see follow through on all this.
Well, that's what it's going to take, and that's why Pam's not there anymore. Is because people weren't getting arrested quick enough, and that's an absolute fact. They were not getting. Whether you're talking about the Epstein thing, whether you're talking about Anthony Fauci and the lying that he did about the COVID and the fact that we were visited with this horrible disease, all these things that have happened over the past several years, that no justice has been delivered, and people out here expected justice to happen. And Donald Trump has to have that before, if he's going to turn MAGA out in November, he has to give MAGA something for to turn out.
That's what people voted for, man. They voted for that.
And some indictments, including people like Barack Hussein, which will never happen.
Right.
But people like that, who did Crossfire Hurricane, Jim Comey, guys like that deserve to be indicted and hauled in. Pam wasn't getting that done, and one of these guys, either it's going to be him or Zeldin coming over, one of these guys got to get it done. If you're going to turn MAGA out.
Well,
otherwise MAGA's going to stay home.
For the midterms, yeah, you're right, because people, we've talked to them on the air, people psychologically are already feeling a little dicey about the midterms. Speaking about MAGA.
MAGA is.
That's what I mean. MAGA, which is his support base.
That's right.
And it ain't Republicans.
But you indict a Comey for Crossfire Hurricane.
Right.
You indict a Hillary Clinton. You indict, all these various people along the Fauci and people along the way. MAGA going to wake up.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Absolutely.
Let me tell you about my friends over at Bathwise. A bathroom remodel is not just about looks. It's about comfort. It's about safety and function. Safe Showers and Bathwise, they have joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you so much more. They're the same trusted people with the same great service, and now a whole lot more for you and your new bathroom remodel. New Bath Today still offers beautiful new showers, tub-to-shower conversions, walk-in tubs, and safety upgrades. But now they've expanded to include more complete bathroom remodeling, including the toilets, the flooring, the vanities, and so much more. Yep, we're going to do this at the warehouse. In fact, I got an idea of how I want this to work. Where the shower is now, it's going to be a vanity area, and then where the tub is now, that's coming out. That's going to be where the shower is. And then flooring and all that kind of stuff. So whether you want a safer shower to a total bathroom refresh, I recommend you get in touch with New Bath Today. They can help you create a bathroom that's going to look better, feel better, and works better for your life. And right now, get $1,500 off your brand new shower plus low monthly payments. Get your free quote today, New Bath Today. That's newbathtoday.com.
We think the best breed of dog is the rescue. KTSA is going to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with the food and homes they deserve. Join the voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, and the KTSA hosts for the 2-day 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with us, John, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W. Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
So you have 2 guys that sit in this room every day that are so blessed to have Dr. Sally and here in Texas in our lives, because it's an improvement in life in so many ways when you can hear better. I've had a lifetime of hearing loss, and it's been something that I just learned to deal with. Learned to deal with the insults when you were a kid and you can't hear well, and people think you're. Back then they called it dumb, and they'd say to you back then a long time ago, "Are you dumb?" You know, that kind of thing, because you just didn't hear what people said. And I was really good in school, but it was difficult because I couldn't hear the teacher, didn't know what people were saying. But all that's different now. And Sean's hearing loss was a little bit different than mine. He had a crowded room hearing loss. It was difficult to hear Syria and his other family members, and that's all changed too. So I can tell you right now, here in Texas is a difference maker and can do a wonderful job for you if you go in and get that hearing evaluation done. They take TRICARE. They have a subscription service. So many great ways they can help you with your hearing, improving the quality of your life. That's what it's about at HEAR, HEAR, here in Texas. I want you to check them out. Just book your appointment online. That's the easiest way to do it. Go to hearintx.com.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. One company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057, or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
If you're bugged by bugs, call Pied Piper Pest Control at 826-2030. Even if you've spoken to another company, call Pied Piper for a second opinion. Online at sabugs.com or call 826-2030 for Pied Piper Pest Control.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
The lights are still on in Iran after a ceasefire agreement was reached with the U.S. and Israel last night, but according to reports, Iran is still launching missiles into the Persian Gulf. We're keeping our eyes on that. Missiles also being fired by North Korea. We'll find out why that's happening and what that could mean for the Hermit Kingdom. And a capital murder trial in North Texas has the judge having to decide if autism is a reason to take the death penalty off the table. KTSA News Time 6:34.
Good morning. We are working a few stalls. This report sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. I-10 westbound West Avenue. That's a stall semi. It's blocking the median. A stall vehicle I-10 westbound Fresno off to the right shoulder, and another stall I-10 westbound Probant right shoulder blocked. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA builds better athletes, better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Some early sun, then turning cloudy today. Warm with the high 79. Then becoming partly cloudy tonight. Remaining mild, the low just down to 64 along the Riverwalk and 58 in the Hill Country. Might want your umbrella Thursday. We'll have an afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high of 80. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
56 degrees right now, San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Yeah. You got your shades on. You need your pair. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Future's so bright I gotta wear shades. It's a 6:35. Ware and Rima, KTSA, to the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline from Breitbart.com. My man, John Hayward. John started the show this morning talking about taco, which is very popular in this part of the country, taco. But not this kind of taco. This is Trump derangement taco. Trump always chickens out. So yesterday the left wing was upset that he was going to bomb the civilization into the whatever. He's going to bomb the civilization. So they were screaming, "You can't kill a whole civilization. Why are you going to take out bridges? Why are you going to take out all these people? Why are you doing this?" And then when he, at the last minute, said, "We're not going to do this," and part of the deal move, at the last minute when he did that, now they're mad he didn't blow everything. He chickened out. Trump always chickens out. That's taco.
Which is not surprising. Whatever he did, they were going to criticize him, and they were going to take attack like this, inevitably. And he used very strong language. There were some Republicans uncomfortable with him talking about ending a civilization. A couple of them started to peel away a bit during the day, but in the end, it looks like it worked. He used very strong language in terms the Iranians understand. We're always told that we can't talk that way. Our enemies do. Our enemies talk about murdering everybody and destroying the universe, and that's fine. But if we ever talk that way, that's wrong. So he's talking to the Iranians in their own language of violence, and it seems to have brought them to the table. Now, the new storyline that you're getting out of the media today is that he agreed to Iran's 10-point plan, which is basically, we surrender and give them reparations and everything else they want, which is nonsense. He did no such thing. He just said it was the basis for a talk to begin, and the Iranians said our 15-point plan, which is really different from theirs, was something to talk about. So it's a negotiation. It might not work out. We might be bombing them again in 2 weeks, but at least he got them to the table to talk. And a week ago, that was something Iran said they would never do.
Well, we are going to be bombing them again because they continue bombing Israel, by the way, in clear violation of both Geneva and the Hague rules of engagement, where they are using cluster bombs, killing innocent civilians and bombing schools and hospitals and things like that in Tel Aviv, Israel, with these cluster bombs. So they're in violation of the law, not him. But I think what he's doing, and this is I shared this with Sean last half hour, what I believe is going on here is he is giving this moment, this respite, saying 2 weeks off, get those people off the bridges. And then, once they're off the bridges that they put on there as human shields, also a violation of international law, then he can go in and take those bridges and power plants out.
We'll also see if this is an opportunity for the Iranian people to rise up. He's been telling them until now that they didn't want to do it while the bombing was in progress. Well, the bombing just stopped. So maybe this is a chance for them to find out that the IRGC's repression machinery has been greatly weakened, and now they have a fighting chance to overthrow this tyrannical government.
One of the things we talk about in regards to Trump is what a multitasker he is, because he's handling this situation almost with one hand yesterday. And, of course, a very tense day. It was pretty hard language. I was fine with it. I agree with you that that's how they talk, so just sling it back at him. But while he's going through his day yesterday, he also had time to bash Jessica Tarvlov on a post and say she has to get yanked off the air. We've never seen a president like this before, ever. And we'll never again.
Right. And for Donald Trump, beating up a crazy left-wing reporter is recreation. That's how he unwinds. That was a second job. That was his coffee break.
That's how he relaxes, is taking on the Shannon Bream and Jessica Tarvlov on a down moment.
Well, since you guys are there, let's do a little CNN, because this is the same. What is her name over on CNN? Gosh, I wish I could remember her. I can never remember this big girl's name.
I don't know, but she's a loser.
She is. I can never remember her name. Anyway, I'm going to play her. It's several different places now. This is going to be cut between 2025 and all the way up till now. Listen to how she vacillates.
This timeline of Iran being a few weeks away from a nuclear bomb is in direct contradiction.
Now, this was back before we sent the B-1s out of here over there, okay?
CNN's reporting. According to U.S. intelligence assessments, Iran is 3 years away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon if they wanted to. So the facts on Iran getting a nuclear weapon do not bear out the claim at the heart of what has put the world on the verge of world war.
Okay, so that's what she said when we bombed them the first time with the B-1s, and then she said this.
Iran's uranium may still be intact and in Iranian control. 408 kilograms of it. Now, enough theoretically, according to experts, to make 9 nuclear weapons. It only set back the Iranian nuclear program by months. We got to call it like it is. It's a big deal. Sources tell CNN there is no U.S. intelligence that Iran is building missiles that could soon hit the United States.
So, Brooke is her name? Brooke something or other? Anyway, so at first, when we sent the B-1s, they're years away from it. Then, after we did the B-1s, no, it's tomorrow. And then now they're back to, they're years away from it. So the most trusted name in news sucks.
Well, and somehow while she was cooking up all those waffles, she forgot to mention that on the last day of negotiations, before Operation Epic Fury started, the Iranians came into the negotiating room and said, we have enough uranium to make 10 bombs and we can do it in a week or whatever. They said they were ready to make bombs, and that's why we started attacking them. So somehow that dropped out of her analysis. And also, did she miss the part where Iran fired a missile they weren't supposed to have at Diego Garcia? I mean, they do have weapons that can reach Europe. Their missile program is demonstrably more advanced than they've admitted to, and that it was supposed to be. You know, this is all vindication for Trump.
Well, they're the ones who reported last night about the 10 points, too, that Trump gave in to the 10 points. CNN was the one who reported that.
John, isn't it interesting that while we're dealing with an enemy that is pretty much stuck in the first century, we're also sending human beings, around the moon. Now they're on their way back. We all saw the amazing imagery of the Earth from the lunar perspective yesterday. It's a real interesting polarity that we're dealing with people who are, will bury you up to your neck and throw rocks at you while we're also carting around the moon, man. It's an amazing week.
I know, and we did all that even though their toilets crashed and their Microsoft Outlook bombed on them twice, and they still made it further into space than anybody ever has.
Right.
And I mean, it's astounding. It really is, and it's just the beginning. Once we can start working off the moon, I don't know if we'll be living long enough to see that landing on Mars, but maybe.
You never know. Well, they did call the space station. They had a spacecraft to spacecraft call yesterday.
Able to talk to you right now. It's such a special opportunity.
It's like an interview on Fox, that huge delay.
And we had another question, because now you're in a little capsule that is your home, and although this is a test flight, and so everything is new, what surprised you in your journey so far?
Now, everybody's talking about the female on Artemis 2 because she's got a pair of tries that are just to die for, and she's holding an old Nikon camera. And that's what they're using to take these pictures. They're not using the latest greatest technology because the old Nikon camera takes great pictures in the dark. So,
yeah, that's a great callback to the old days of space exploration. Really, that some things never change. Also, when they came out of the dark side of the moon, reestablished radio communications, and immediately got a call from a solar panel salesman while they were flying. It's just an incredible triumph.
Not to mention the great stuff they did for Nutella stock. Float by the other day, man.
Hey, did you see her tries, man? I'm telling you right now, that girl spent some time doing some push downs and all that stuff, some donkey kicks and everything.
What are you talking about? Donkey kicks? What?
Yeah, it's a workout term.
Oh, that's fine. I'm mystified by that sort of language, John.
She's got triceps on the back. It's all over the internet. She's holding that Nikon, taking the pictures that you've been posting and looking at, and she's taking a picture with that Nikon, and her tries on the back of her arm.
What's a tri? Her muscles?
Tricep. Back here on the back of the arm.
You're looking at her triceps.
Oh man, everybody is. Everybody's talking about her triceps. I'm telling you, it looks great.
If you're planning on a long space voyage or maybe living on the moon colony, you're going to want to work out. You need to build up your muscle density. It's a big problem for low gravity environments. You're going to have to work out constantly while you're in low gravity if you're in there for a long time. So you'll get ready for physical fitness. But it's great that people are talking about this stuff. And we did when I was a kid. When I was young, it was the tail end of the moon age, and everybody was talking about space exploration, and Mars was next. And, who knows, by the year 2000, we might be on Jupiter. Who knows? We had such a sense of possibility back then, and we could. And it seems like we're regaining it, and that's a wonderful thing.
It does, and they're already rolling the platform out for Artemis 3. I mean, they have upped the timeline, apparently.
28.
Based upon the success of this one.
28.
Yeah, and then you've got the private. You've got Elon Musk and what he's up to. So, it looks like a great new age for space exploration is coming.
Well, we don't have to go out there to get the aliens because they done come here. They're already here.
You going to say hello soon?
They're under the water. They're flying over. There was another, from the Carolinas to New York yesterday, there was another big meteor that streaked across the sky. So they're already here. We don't have to go to them. They came to us.
Yeah, most of them are on CNN.
Which is also, that kind of thing also is interesting because for all our technology and all our information, we look up at the sky, we see a strange light we don't understand. It's still, there's things we don't know. The world, the universe are still such a huge place, and things can happen right in our backyard that we don't completely understand. That's a little scary sometimes, but it's also wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things happen in my backyard I don't understand as well. Thank you, John. We'll talk next week. Have a good one.
Sounds great. Take care.
All right. John Hayward from Breitbart.com. Over at Mummies and Honda, they've got everything you could possibly want for your firearm, including the firearm itself. If you want to add to your collection, if you want your collection of firearms to grow and to be, well, I was talking to a guy on my cruise last week, and he's from Tennessee, just north of Nashville, and he was talking about he's got 700. That's quite a bit. And whatever floats your boat, man, and whatever makes you happy. Mummies will certainly fit the bill for you. They will make sure you get the right gun that you're looking for, whether it's a handgun, and they've got, of course, revolvers, and they've got semi-auto over there, and every caliber that you can imagine, every size you can imagine as well. I've got several different ones that I typically have with me at any one time. They also have the long guns, whether it's the AR, which is the most popular long gun in the world, or you're looking for a shotgun because you're going to do some bird hunting or something like that, maybe a little protection around the house, or you're looking for a rifle. Whatever. No, they got it all. With Benelli and Horizon and Montana and Weatherby and Colt Sig, all the big brands are all there, and all the big brands when it comes to ammos, well, turtle box speakers, poncho shirts, I mean, everything is at Mummies. Plus the most knowledgeable people when it comes to firearms and deer corn and feed and everything else. They got it all. Just west of San Antonio and Hondo. That's Mummies and Hondo. AccuWeather, sun and clouds today with a high near 80 degrees. Right now, it's 57 at KTSA.
Good morning. Just cleared one of our trouble spots. This report sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I-10 westbound West Avenue, that stall has cleared. Still have a stall I-10 westbound at Fresno off to the shoulder. And I-10 westbound Probant, that stall has the right shoulder blocked. 90 eastbound 211 to 410, that's starting to fill in and slow down. And looks like a stall at 281 northbound Hildebrand, right shoulder. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Let me tell you about my friends over at River City Oral Surgery. That's where you get the utmost in surgical care for oral surgery needs of any kind. Whether it's wisdom teeth that need to come out, I got a deal for you here, man. This is incredible. $1,500, and that's everything is included in that, okay? That's the exam, that's the x-ray, that's the IV sedation, that's the routine post-op care. Everything for $1,500, and there's no games and no gimmicks and no trying to sell you something that you don't need and certainly that you don't want, okay? They don't do that over at River City Oral Surgery. They don't have any salespeople. There's no gimmicks that they're going to play. They just want to get you the best in care, whether it's wisdom teeth that need to come out or implants that need to come in. If you've got missing teeth, if you don't get something in there like an implant, you're going to start to lose bone. And when you lose bone, that's when you get old face. You know old face around your mouth? Okay, you don't want that. And so you want to get that taken care of as quickly as you can because that's going to prevent that bone loss and old face, okay? So River City Oral Surgery can handle all that for you in a very professional way. Dr. Mark Havercorn's a great guy. He's always here and always ready to serve you and take care of you. And all you need to do is reach out. You can see all the prices and the procedures on the website so you know what you're going to pay before you ever go over there, okay? RiverCityOMS.com.
Rhino Shield. Trey Ware here. I sure do love Texas Rhino Shield at the warehouse. Why don't you check it out and you can take $2,500 off the Texas Rhino Shield application. It's warranted for 25 years. Check them out today at TexasRhinoShield.com and mention Trey Ware. TexasRhinoShield.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you. while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress. And the most money back guaranteed. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Don't miss the deadline. File by 4/15. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at weloveyourdog.net.
You know the moment. You're leading a big meeting, everyone's watching, but the projector won't connect.
The screen stays blank, the sound is cutting out, the pressure's on, and the technology is failing you.
Now it's awkward. You're apologizing, scrambling, wasting time.
And your client is wondering if this is how you run your business.
At Bjorn's, we eliminate that problem with business AV solutions that are professional, seamless, and built to perform.
Our systems are easy to use with wireless control, dependable sound, and flawless video.
Whether you're meeting in a small room or a large conference space, we make sure your tech is ready to go every time.
So you look sharp, feel confident, and stay focused on what matters, your message.
We design, install, and support everything you need to turn frustrating meetings into smooth, impressive ones.
Don't let outdated equipment cost you your next deal.
Upgrade your conference room today.
Because if it's technology,
it's at Bjorn's. Just Bjorn's.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hoorah!
You knew that was coming. That's the way I like it. 6:52, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Well, since we're talking about Artemis and Orion and space exploration and just the way our lives are turning very quickly into a science fiction movie, a couple of tech stories, one kind of interesting and one dark. I saw some video of a Chinese robot. Remember, we've always talked about when they start marrying AI with robotics, you're going to have something that will be able to do all kinds of stuff on its own. And I saw the video of this Chinese robot that works in your home as if you hired a butler or a maid or somebody. It can clean rooms. It can organize your stuff. It can make simple meals. It's fairly autonomous. I mean, it still has some difficulty like folding laundry and things that are really complex.
For now.
But it's just kind of weird looking. I don't know if I could deal. I mean, I'm a sci-fi nut, but I don't know if I want a damn robot picking up my stuff, moving it around. Well, they'll be doing the show, Trey, at some point.
Well, that's true. How do you know I'm not?
How do I know you're not AI? Because of a story you told me right before we went on the air. So you're obviously a human, which we can't talk about on the air. Yeah, but this other story, this is interesting. Now, this is kind of dark, but, it's an interesting idea as far as what is a crime and what is not when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Okay,
you have a woman in Michigan.
Yes, we do.
Who was on her husband's computer and found upwards of 40,000 images of child pornography. When confronted about it, he said, it's not a crime. It's all AI. I did this myself. I created each one of these images myself. Well, they still arrested him. She turned him in. And I think there was a case a few months ago that involved a teacher who was creating child pornography using the faces of her students, allegedly. But this was all AI generated. Apparently, it wasn't based on any, as far as what I've read, completely AI generated, still considered child porn and dangerous to kids. And the guy's facing some pretty serious charges.
So if there is let's just say, you were a comic book guy back in the day,
yes,
right?
Yes, absolutely.
So if there was a comic book, right, and it was drawings of two children, or an adult with a child involved in sex, would that be child porn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's
it's
why
the
this
same
is
idea.
Yeah,
because when you first think about it, it's like, wait a minute,
Yep.
But
Nope.
it's still a crime.
That's exactly right. It is child porn. The one you alluded to, James Strahler was his name, 37 years old, and he actually took pictures of his students and created child porn with actual. Remember, I've been talking about this for a long time.
Right,
the
right.
whole, taking a star and putting a star on a porn person's body and stars in a porno. That's basically what he did with child porn. It's the first conviction for AI-generated child porn, and Melania sounded off on that yesterday because she's the one who pushed the Take It Down Act that he was convicted under. This is the first conviction on the Take It Down Act. So she sounded off on that yesterday. What you're talking about, the wife turned the guy in, and he's like, no,
it's all AI-generated, right.
Right, and the authority said, it does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
If you've got children depicted in a sex scene, whether it was drawn by you or drawn by AI, you're sunk.
But there's an intent there.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the intent.
And the material itself would be, dangerous for kids. Yeah. Right. So, I agree with it absolutely. It's just it's kind of weird when you first think about it, you know what I mean? Because it's all AI generated. It's not anything that happened in the real world. Still a crime, and it should be.
The intention's still there.
The intention's still there, and you've created the material.
Yeah.
That would not only be destructive for children who would happen to see it, but you're actually also creating a market for kitty porn.
Of that stuff?
I don't know. I don't know if he did or not. But he going to jail for a long time for his dirty little pictures.
Well, then good.
Good. I agree. I agree. I love AI. Here's my relationship with AI. I love it and I hate it.
There's no AI in prison when you're sitting next to Bubba.
Well, that's true. That's going to be real there, pal.
It's all real.
Go get his tray.
I think there's going to be a lot of good things. You and I have had a discussion many times. I think there's going to be a lot of good things that come out of AI. There's going to be some bad things, but that's true with any technology. With the phone, we've had a lot of great stuff that have come out of these smartphones. We also had a lot of bad stuff that come out of the smartphones.
Sure.
That's what AI is going to be as well.
I think it's like social media. You just got to figure out what your individual relationship with it's going to be. You can't do anything about globally how it's going to affect us as a species, if you will, but you got to figure out what your relationship is going to be with it.
Here's what I've always said. Use it as a tool.
That's what I've always said. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the greatest paintbrush in the world.
You've called it a paintbrush. Yeah. I've called it a jigsaw.
Right.
Use it as a jigsaw where you can use it as a hammer or something like that, where it's that and not anything else.
Well, yeah, for me, it's like once the paintbrush starts making the art, that's my standard.
Well, that's you've always said that.
I'm going to say, no, it's not going to create anything. But to use something that I've created to enhance, I'm fine.
You've always said once the paintbrush becomes the artist.
Yeah, then is it really art? At that point.
No.
I actually had this conversation with Marcy Friedman the other day, and she's like, "No, that would not be art," and I agree. So. Anyway, don't be making dirty pictures of people and children or your ass is going to jail. Exactly and robots are going to be folding your laundry at some point. So there you go. And making enchiladas, Elaine, and empanadas. I wonder how a robot enchilada tastes like.
You can buy robots right now that will do your floors. We have one.
Right.
You can buy robots that will cut your lawn. Well, I don't have one of those yet, but I'm about to get one.
Those.
I'm about to get one.
No. Ralph can cut my yard.
And then without a shirt in Wranglers.
In Wranglers.
Oh, my God.
And robots that will clean your pool. They go in and they do all the vacuuming of the pool and all that stuff too. So why not have them fold your clothes?
With that horrible story about the child porn and stuff, isn't that crazy that we're so far off? You've got astronauts taking pictures of the moon, beautiful stuff about the universe, and then you got schmucks like this guy.
Both stories involving technology. Yeah, and one we're doing something magnificent on the one hand and something horrible on the other.
It can be used for either good or evil. Back in a minute, more Ware and Rima, KTSA.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA.
It's 7 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. They're supposed to be talking peace in the Middle East, but Iran is still lobbing missiles across the Persian Gulf. Correspondent Fiona Mee reports from the United Arab Emirates.
I've received notifications on my phone of incoming missiles. So the Gulf and Israel still very much appearing to be targeted, even after this announcement from President Trump and acknowledgement from Tehran. So it's a really volatile situation at the moment that we find ourselves in.
President Trump announced yesterday Tehran had agreed to a 2-week ceasefire, but there is a catch. Iran has to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Looks like that part is happening early on. Global markets are responding. As efforts to make peace in the Middle East continue, conflict could be gearing up in Asia. Now North Korea is firing missiles after a back and forth with South Korea.
A day after an apparent missile failure, North Korea test-fired multiple ballistic missiles, according to South Korea's military, just hours after a senior official at the North's foreign ministry accused the South of foolishness for anticipating progress in inter-Korean ties, insisting South Korea will always be considered the most hostile enemy state.
It's correspondent Alex Jensen. Capital murder suspect Tanner Horner admits to killing 7-year-old Athena Strand northwest of Fort Worth in late 2022. But KTSA's Chris Davis reports on why the jury is still hearing testimony.
That's because the jury will decide whether Horner lives or dies. Horner's guilty plea was a surprise to the judge, who had already moved the trial from Wise County, where the 2022 incident in which Horner backed over Strand with his FedEx truck, then kidnapped and strangled her to keep her father from finding out happened. The jury will hear more today to help them make their decision. Chris Davis, KTSA News.
A UFO expert known as the real-life Fox Mulder has passed away.
Nick Pope was often compared to the X-Files character because of his investigations into aerial phenomena and ran a classified UFO project for the UK Ministry of Defense in the 1990s. Later in life, he became a media expert on UFOs, appearing frequently on the series Ancient Aliens and consulting on sci-fi films. On Monday, his wife confirmed that he had passed away at their home in Tucson, Arizona, after a battle with cancer. Nick Pope was 60 years old.
That's correspondent Mark Mayfield. KTSA News Time 7:02. Let's go with Rob Thompson right here, KTSA Sports.
Some sun, then turning cloudy today, the high of 79. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, remaining mild, the low 64 along the Riverwalk and 58 in the Hill Country. Cloudy with a thunderstorm in spots for Thursday afternoon, the high up to 80. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
KTSA News Time is 7:03.
Well, you can't turn on the news or open a business journal lately without seeing these two letters, AI. Hey, Trey Ware here. I know what many of you business leaders are feeling, that mounting pressure to do something. But here's the reality. Rushing into AI just to say you're doing it is a fast track to security breaches, compliance nightmares, and a whole lot of wasted capital. That's why I want to tell you about Bridgehead IT. They aren't here to sell you on the latest shiny object or trending bot. They're here to give you a strategy. It starts with their AI assessment. Bridgehead IT sits down with your team to identify where AI can actually deliver measurable value and where it's just noise. They prioritize protecting your sensitive data and ensuring your transition is secure from day one. Bridgehead IT focuses on clarity first. You get a roadmap built on outcomes, not hype. If AI is on your roadmap for 2026, start with the experts who put security and your bottom line first. Visit bridgeheadit.com. That's bridgeheadit.com.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it. They go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 7:05. Let's get a quick check of KTSA Time Saver traffic.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot. 37 northbound, Loop 410. Accident, right lane has you slow from Southton. About a 20-minute delay. 281 northbound Hildebrand. That stall's been moved off of main lane. It's off to the shoulder. And road work continues on 35 upper levels southbound before you get to North Florida Street. 2 left lanes closed, and it is causing about a 10-minute delay. Just that right lane open, so start moving over. Stop and go from 35 lower upper levels split. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
And now your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast. Sunshine this afternoon, looking for a high about 79. Then later on tonight, a few clouds moving in. 64 for the Riverwalk, 58 most of the hill country. Maybe some showers tomorrow with a high around 80. It is 55 degrees right now. Clear skies. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Got a couple of stories that involve kiddos, and I don't like this, but we got to bring up a couple of things that are going on. And I want to start with Camp Mystic and what happened last 4th of July, which you handled tremendously well. I was gone. I was in Hawaii, and
that was a tough week, man.
It was horrible. And I spent a lot of time that week on the air in various shows. I did the Gordon Deal show, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really? Cool.
That week, and a couple of others, several others, having to talk about kids being washed away in a gigantic flood. People have not been happy with the response they have gotten out of the state of Texas and any kind of investigation on Camp Mystic. And Camp Mystic's not the only one, okay? There are others. And there's not only one Camp Mystic. They had other properties as well.
Right.
You had 25 campers, 2 counselors, and the guy who owned the director, Camp Mystic, Dick Eastland, all died. One of the little girls' bodies is still unaccounted for. So the Texas Rangers have gotten involved now, and the lieutenant governor, Dan Patrick, wrote a letter yesterday to the Department of State Health Services and requested, in more of a demand letter than a request, that they not renew the license until this, quote, criminal investigation is concluded.
Right.
And now that the Texas Rangers have gotten involved on this case trying to investigate it, that they don't want there to be any question in anybody's mind by issuing a license to continue to operate business this year until the investigation is done.
Well, it's fair.
I think that's right.
You know,
I think that's right.
Fair. You know,
there are people that there are families who don't have any answers,
Right.
and there are people also associated with all this that don't have any answers yet. And I think that they are deserving of answers. Now, I'll say that, Sean, in telling you that I also don't have all the answers. This is something that I'm just now beginning to learn and investigate myself. I want to know more about this story. I want to know more about what happened. I want to know more about what they're doing to make sure it doesn't happen again. If you remember, there was no warning signals that were sent out. There was nothing to say this is happening. There's this, they came together. The rivers came together in one point, and that's where that huge wall of water was forced down. Well, what have they done to mitigate that now? What changes have happened?
Well, there definitely was a breakdown in communication at some level when you look at the timeline. So it's perfectly fair to say, hey, look, for the people that own these camps, certainly you should want all the answers and have protocols in place. Now, that's a criminal investigation. If people did, screwed up or they broke the law, well, then that's the way it's going to roll.
Well, that's how the lieutenant governor is saying it's a criminal investigation. I don't know if anybody broke any laws or anything.
We don't.
But that's the point. I'm launching my own kind of discovery on this because I want to know more about this. Yeah, Christian, go ahead.
Well, living up in Kerrville, I can say that some areas do have sirens, some areas in Kerr County. And I think some forget that there were parts of, certain locations along the river had requested those flood sirens for quite some time. And some people say the state didn't do it.
Right.
So to pin all the blame on a camp, I'm not sure.
And please don't misunderstand. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I'm merely saying that I am an interested party too.
Yep,
I want to know what is being done, and if it was at the state level and they screwed up and dropped the ball, then let's get after it. Or if it was the camp or a combination,
exactly.
Let's find
Maybe
out.
a confluence of just really, really horrible circumstances mixed with a couple of bad decisions previously, as far as sirens, where they are, where they aren't. We don't know. But you need to find out so this doesn't happen again.
And that's the point.
That's mainly the point.
That is the point.
Yeah.
Is that whether or not there were laws broken or whatever, the Rangers will find out.
Oh, yeah. And they will, too.
And so let them handle that. But as far as, what have you done now to make sure that this doesn't happen ever again?
That's the main thing.
What have you done?
Yeah.
It's been a year.
Right.
Not quite, but you know what I'm saying. We're coming up on the next camping season.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah. And so what have you done to make sure it's going to be safe? So I'm just going to do my own little digging and investigating and talking to people up in Austin and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, and I showed this to Elaine earlier, my heart just breaks when I see this picture. So it's on my have you seen it? The one
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to bring this,
We reported on it.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the picture because I put it on the X account if you guys want to see 7-year-old Athena Strand. This was up by Dallas, and this was a couple of years ago at Christmas time, November of 22. She was out front. Her dad. It's a divorce situation.
Right.
So mom's up in Oklahoma. Dad is in the Dallas area, and Dad had ordered a bunch of Barbie dolls for her for Christmas. And the FedEx guy shows up, and he delivers the Barbie dolls, and she is outside. And when he backs up, he bumps into her.
Right.
Now, he didn't hurt her. She was not, like go to the hospital, run her over, anything like that. But apparently, according to the story, Tanner Horner, 34 years old, picked her up and put her in the FedEx truck and then drove off.
He freaked out. He's saying he didn't know what you didn't know what.
That's what he says.
Yeah, that's what he says.
That's what he says. And then they found her body because he strangled her 2 days later. Now, the picture is up on the internet. Again, I put it on the X account if you want to go over and see it. Just play a little bit from the prosecuting attorney.
Tanner Horner shows up, delivers a package, leaves with Athena. Now, I'm going to put you as close as you can be without actually being there that day. We have video of it, and we're going to show it. Now, you may be thinking, wow, maybe we have video of the whole thing. Nope. Somebody covered up the camera because they don't want you to see. Guess what? audio is still running, and you're going to hear it. You're going to hear what a 250-pound man can do to a 67-pound child. And when I say it's horrible, I mean it. I've been doing this 25 years, and I promise you, buckle up.
So it was horrible, and that is the prosecutor talking to the jurors. Now we're into the penalty phase because he admitted it.
And he said,
did do it.
the attorney said Athena fought Horner. She had DNA under her fingernails, and also Horner's DNA was found in places where you shouldn't find DNA on a 7-year-old.
Right.
Yep.
So with that being said, this old Texas country boy ain't buying the freak out deal. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Oh, no.
I'm not buying it.
His defense attorney is saying that his mom drank while she was pregnant with him and that he was exposed to a lot of lead and he might be autistic.
No.
So freaking what? It's a 7-year-old little angel, and you look at her kneeling at the back of that truck before he did it. Somebody tell me why he ought to be living.
And that he attempted to break her neck, but then he couldn't break her neck, so he strangled her.
And apparently the DNA was found where you shouldn't find DNA. We all know what that means.
He's a monster, obviously.
So tell me why he ought to be alive.
Right. There is a secondary question, though, about this story that I had, and that would be publishing the photo. Because I'll be honest with you, I wish I could unsee it. It's one of those images that is just going to stick in my mind. I know all of our minds. It's knowing what happened and seeing the look on that little girl's face. You see it right there on her face in that video. And I would only ask, like, well, what is the journalistic value of publishing that?
There's none.
You know what I mean?
There's none.
Yeah.
I
mean,
it's just evidence.
No, I get that evidence in the case, right?
And he's right. He's right, Elena. That's one thing.
That now exists on the internet. Yeah. Every family sees it. People who knew her see it.
Wait till the audio gets out.
Well, I hope it doesn't. I mean, at some point, again, what's the news value of publishing that picture?
That is who we are.
That's who we are. We're
as a society,
well,
that's who we are as a people. Is we're voyeuristic, and they lap this stuff up. I'm with you. I saw it because it appeared on my X feed, not my page. It showed on the X feed. I was like,
last
oh
week,
my God.
the Tiger Woods video.
Right.
It's going to come out.
Yeah.
That's just who we are as a people.
Oh, I know, but that particular image, it's like I saw it. I read this. The story is on several sites. I saw it. I'm like,
yeah. So your question is valid, but I still want to know why this guy's alive.
Right.
I'm serious. I mean, I'm to the point. I told her this morning when she got here. I'm like, okay, I'm to the point where all of these people need to start going away. You cannot, as a people, we cannot justify saying, yeah, you're fine. We're going to put you in prison so that one day you get out after you did that to a 7-year-old little girl.
Certainly, right.
We need to remove you from the planet.
We also, though, think about what we talk about almost on a daily basis. We have illegals in this country that are, this guy that killed this woman with a hammer in broad daylight. These people are let out, whether they're illegals or they're just, monsters like this guy. They get them. They get the justice system gets their hands on them, and then they let them right out. And what do? Well, they go do monstrous crap. That's not with this guy. But still, we're letting people on the streets every single day in this country who should not be on the streets, whether we, execute them or not.
Well, justice in this case...
That's got to be taken care of.
That's right. Justice in this case is that he should die. But for any number of reasons, number one, that would be justice, number one. But number two, that would prevent him from ever doing it again.
Well, yeah, especially these days where, we let people out.
That's what I'm saying. He'll never do it again if you do this. Now, I'm not trying to be Billy Badass and be a bad guy here, but what I'm saying is when we went soft on these people, that's when we had the explosion in crime. That's when we had the explosion in treason. We were talking about treason yesterday and how we handle treason now.
A defense attorney that's claiming that he had a lot of lead in his family. He had autism. Fine. He suffered from various mental... That's what defense attorneys are supposed to do.
Right, fine.
Well, then you got Let Him Go Joes. Fine. Like our guy here.
Whatever you got to say.
That just let them go.
Right. That's the issue. They let him go. Now, his lawyer, it's a game. We talked about this before. He's got to fight for his client. That's right. Every one of us has that right to a defense. But when they lose the case, and then you still you imagine this guy. Well, he's reformed mentally. We're going to put him in a mental health institution for a while to deal with his autism. That kind of crap.
In this case, he admitted to it.
He did.
So he said, "I did it."
He did. He
But
admitted to
his
it.
defense
You're done.
attorney says he was exposed to lead.
I don't
His
care.
mother
He
drank
admitted
when
to it. You're gone. You're done. Okay, let's go. Let's take a break. Let me tell you about Alamo Water Softeners. Alamo Water Softeners is a great organization, a great company that's family and local, and that's what the difference maker is. Alamo Water Softeners were invented in 2009 to deal with our hard water here, which is unique. It's not like any other hard water anywhere else. So when you buy yourself an Alamo Water Softener, you're buying the best in the business for our hard water. Everything that goes wrong with our hard water, all the hard water deposits that are in our water and everything else, designed specifically for our hard water here. So water damage, hard water damage is tough. It can actually kill your water-bearing appliances like your dishwasher and your clothes washer and your refrigerator, everything that runs water through it. So you've got to have one of these, and it's just absolutely amazing when you put one of these in line. You can feel the difference on your skin when you shower. Your hair, your clothing the colors stay vibrant longer, so on and so forth. And right now, limited time offer. When you purchase a select water softener system, you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system from our friends over at Alamo Water Softeners. Mention Trey Ware when you log onto the website and get your free water analysis. AlamoWaterSofteners.com. Sun and clouds today with a high near 80 degrees. Right now it's 55 at 55 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot. 37 northbound, Loop 410. Accident, right lane has you slow from Southton. About a 20-minute delay. 281 northbound Hildebrand, that stall's been moved off of main lane. It's off to the shoulder. And road work continues on 35 upper levels southbound before you get to North Florida Street. 2 left lanes closed, and it is causing about a 10-minute delay. Just that right lane open, so start moving over. Stop and go from 35 lower upper levels split. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Breaking news, bold analysis, and the stories shaping our future. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Well, if your house has a weird smell to it, it might be coming out of your AC. When you turn the AC on, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, they have created the Breathe Easy package. They kick the funk out of your system, and it's gone for good. Here's what they do. They will pull out and deep clean your blower motor, the blower wheel, the AC housing. They do a thorough job. This isn't one of those deals where they just stick a little vacuum cleaner up in there. Some of the companies will do that. Yeah, we're going to clean out all your air ducts and everything. They put a little bitty vacuum cleaner. That's all for show. This is not. This is the real deal. They clean your coil. They disinfect the inside of your AC cabinet and the unit. Then they come in and install a UV light, and what that does is it kills all the bacteria and all the nasty stuff in there that gets in your nose and makes you sneeze and your eyes water all the time, okay? So you get cleaner air, a fresher home, and an AC system that smells so good. And it's all for only $6.95 from your friends at Quarter Moon. Just call Quarter Moon for all of your AC services and plumbing, too. It's Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC, and Heating at 210-651-5899.
Energy-efficient windows built to last. Call Precision Windows and Doors at 210-596-6588. PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
Rhino Shield. Trey Ware here. I sure do love Texas Rhino Shield at the warehouse. Why don't you check it out and you can take $2,500 off the Texas Rhino Shield application. It's warranted for 25 years. Check them out today at TexasRhinoShield.com and mention Trey Ware. TexasRhinoShield.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
7:23 right now at the Pentagon. Raising Cane and Pete Hegseth are giving their weekly update. Nothing happening there to go to.
Right.
If something does happen, we'll go to it.
They're basically just talking about how, ass-kicking our military is, basically.
Blew a lot of stuff up.
Well, I got another sad story for you, Trey. Oh, my God. It's a sad story.
Not on
after
National
sad
Empanada
story.
Day.
Well, this involves food, man. Apparently, the very expensive steakhouse owned by Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, they're football players, right? Right? With the Kansas City something?
It's called 1587
The
Prime.
steakhouse is called 1587 Prime.
Yes.
And Taylor Swift has been seen there, I guess. They opened this, a few months in September of 2025. And I read the Fox News story. One woman said it was the worst fine dining experience I've ever had. The steaks are incredibly expensive. A plate, the number I saw in the story was $650 for a steak and a tater. And people were not happy with the steak. They said the service sucked. They said the steak sauces, which cost like $100. Or something like that, just to get the steak sauce.
The sauce was 15, but the steak was 100.
Well, the steak is 100, yeah. $33 a drink. Took 45 minutes to get my $33 drink. Yeah, you're right. The steak sauce costs $15-20 for a bottle of steak sauce. My husband had finished his $100 steak before the steak sauce arrived.
Well, let me ask a question. Let me just stop you for a minute. Who the hell is putting steak sauce on a good steak? What
I don't
are you doing?
that anyway, but...
Come on now.
This ain't Texas. This is, you know what I mean? No, I don't put nothing on a steak.
No.
But, it just sounds to me like, a couple of rich guys, they open up a steakhouse and they don't really know much about restauranting.
Well, didn't she say you need to go up to Chicago and see what they're doing in this one steakhouse in Chicago and then bring that back to Kansas City? Because they got it right at this steakhouse. So she goes, I guess she goes to Foo Steak. She got more money than she got brains, I guess.
I'm a Roadhouse guy all the way.
Yeah, that's a good place.
That's where
you need to come to my house.
Yeah, I go.
You need to come to Warehouse.
I don't drive 35, Trey. I don't.
I like Outback.
Outback's good. I used to eat Outback a lot.
They closed the one at the Forum.
Huh?
They closed the Outback at the Forum.
Did they?
Yes, they did. Overnight, man. A couple of weeks ago.
You think about the Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse is spreading across the country because it's so good. I mean, one of the last meals I had with my brother was at a Texas Roadhouse in Delaware.
Do you know it's the number one place like that? It has outdone Olive Garden this year.
I think
Olive Garden was number
they're
one.
great. The service is always great.
Yeah.
I've never had crummy service.
That's great
the
food.
Steaks are great. The
bread.
The bread is excellent.
Bread is
That's cinnamon butter too, right?
Yes.
We had that on Monday. I cooked a steak,
right?
And Nancy bought these rolls that were just rolls, and she pulled out that. You can buy that Texas Roadhouse.
The butter,
the honey butter with the cinnamon. Nice. You can buy that.
The Fort Worth ribeye with a little skewer of shrimp is perfection.
That is good.
So I'm going to go to no damn. I won't pay $100 a steak. For any place.
Were you going to Roadhouse when you could throw the peanut shells on the floor?
Oh, yeah. When I first came here, they had the peanut shells on the floor. They don't do that anymore.
No, they don't want you doing that.
But when I first moved here, the peanut shells are all over the place.
My grandmother thought that was
what is it now, like allergies and crap, or what is it?
I don't know.
It's just messy.
Oh, that's right. They don't give
They don't do it anymore.
It was one of those things they killed during COVID. COVID killed so much good stuff.
It did. It really did, and kept us all in our jammies.
But it also gave you drive-through liquor, so
alcoholics were loving COVID. It was a great time for alcoholics. Drive-through window booze. Then that gave way, and I'm glad I'm not anymore because now you can have the crap delivered to your home.
You sure can. That's right.
No, it's a great time to be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It really is. But point being, you can pay $200 for a steak and it's still going to suck.
Yeah, they're just doing it for the branding. Mahomes and Kelce.
You need to. Well, yeah, that's why it's 1587. Those are their jersey numbers.
Oh, is that what it is?
You need to come to my house. I will cook you a steak.
You was trying to get me first. You was trying to get me to move bags of poop with you the other day in your yard.
You come move bags of poop,
and now you want to make me bags of poop. Can we get a steak?
You can get a steak if we move some bags of poop.
Yes, of course.
Well, I got to balance that out now. I got to think that one over.
I'll give you a steak without you having to do anything.
How many bags of manure would I have to move?
And will you wash your hands before you make our steak?
Now, I joked with him yesterday, but I came in from fertilizing and I cooked the steak. I grabbed that slab of meat and threw it on the fire, and I said, "Oh, baby, this is
I don't want no That's a different kind of grass-fed beef. That's
a little extra
different
flavor.
Yeah.
All right, more Ware Rima coming up. At Texas Rhino Shield, it looks great on your home. It protects your home. You know why? Because it's 9 times thicker than paint. There ain't a paint on planet Earth that's going to protect your home like Rhino Shield will. And I know what I'm talking about because I did all the investigation for our home. I'm very careful, and I make sure that, and sometimes I get this analysis paralysis stuff where I just overanalyze something. And I did that for a long time before I went with Rhino Shield on a house. And I figured if I'm going to sit here and tell you about it, then I'm going to do business with these people that I tell you about. And so I do that, whether it's Rhino Shield or Ownwell or, Amity Bank, whatever. So with Rhino Shield, it turned out to be just one of the greatest things we've ever done at the house. It looks outstanding. The color choices are phenomenal and so vibrant. But the fact that it's backed up with a written 25-year warranty, I don't have to paint that house ever again. I'm done. And if that's what you want to be, done, then get in touch with my friends at Texas Rhino Shield. Mention Trey Ware, and they'll take $2,500 off at TexasRhinoShield.com.
Rescue dogs. They have incredible backstories and appetites. San Antonio's no-kill dog rescues want to nourish all these good dogs until they find forever homes. So it's time again for the KTSA 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with National Dog Show voice John O'Hurley, us, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
Going to the dogs. I cannot wait. Also, I want to tell you about my friends over at Bridgehead IT. We talk a lot on this show about AI. AI is a major player in the future of all of our lives, and if you are in charge of a medium to a large size business and you're not thinking about AI and you don't have an AI plan, please get one as soon as possible by contacting our friends over at Bridgehead IT, because if you get this wrong at the beginning, it's going to end up costing you some security into your company. It's going to be a compliance issue for your company, and you got enough compliance issues going on if you're running a business. And the most important one is it's going to end up costing you a lot of money, okay? So you want to have the experts at Bridgehead IT in front of your IT stuff to come up with the right plan for you, because what works for your company is not going to work for the guy down the street. We all know that. So don't go with the latest shiny object that's out there or the latest bot or something. That's not what Bridgehead does. They do an analysis, an AI analysis for your company, come up with a roadmap, an actual plan that'll work for your company to integrate AI to produce the kinds of results you're looking for. Log on today and book your appointment. Mention Trey Ware when you do at bridgeheadit.com.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. A place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Hey, Trey Ware here for the great folks at Mummies over in Hondo. There's more to Mummies. They are South Texas firearm headquarters. If you're looking for anything when it comes to firearms, brands like Benelli and Horizon, Montana, Weatherby, Colt, SIG, Glock, and so much more, there's only one place in Texas to go. That's South Texas firearm headquarters at Mummies in Hondo, with the largest selection of firearms of all kinds. Long guns, handguns, ARs, they've got them all, and they have them in stock for you today. And of course, a huge selection of accessories. If you're looking for it when it comes to optics or anything else, it's at Mummies and Hondo. And ammo, well, all the name brands that you know, that you trust, and you love, you're going to find at Mummies and Hondo. Well, Mummies has everything. Everything from turtle box speakers to poncho shirts to the best deer corn anywhere and best cattle feed too. They've got it all at Mummies and Hondo. When you're looking for anything to do with firearms and accessories, you're going to find it at Mummies and Hondo. Tell them Trey Ware said hello.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
Iran continues to fire missiles into the Persian Gulf despite a 2-week ceasefire now in place. President Trump will meet with NATO today. We may find out soon if the U.S. is really leaving the organization. And the Hill Country's Camp Mystic now involved in a criminal investigation after a deadly flood last July. We have more on that story and others on the way at 8 o'clock. KTSA News Time 7:34.
Good morning. A couple of trouble spots on 281. This report sponsored by A&A Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Northbound 281 St. Mary's, that stalls off to the shoulder. And northbound 281 Hildebrand stall, right shoulder blocked. Southeast side of town, still working that accident. 37 northbound at 410. 2 right lanes are blocked, now a 30-minute delay. Slow from Southton. Got a clogged drain? A&A Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. They'll clear your main sewer drain for just $93 or it's free. Don't wait for a bigger mess. Call your local experts now. Visit aaplumbingsa.com and book your service today. Must have approved cleanout. License number M3749. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Some early sun, then turning cloudy today. Warm with the high 79. Then becoming partly cloudy tonight, remaining mild, the low just down to 64 along the Riverwalk and 58 in the Hill Country. Might want your umbrella Thursday. We'll have an afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high of 80. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
54 degrees, mostly clear at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Okay, 7:35 now, KTSA. I got some bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces.
Survey. 18,000 people. So it's a good survey. They want Chavez reverted back to Durango. First day that this – well, first of all, in 2011 is when we fought this. And I said this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. He was a bad guy from the get-go. I said it then, and I caught a lot of hell.
That was right when I got here.
Oh,
I didn't really know much about it, honestly. But I remember that fight was going on.
My dad said that in the mid-'70s, and he sued him. Chavez sued my dad.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
But he called him out in the mid-'70s. And I said it in 2011. So he's a bad guy. And and Sean, you should have seen my email and your comments on my Facebook. He's a great guy. He's a most wonderful person. He did so much for workers. No, he's a bad guy. And then they went to change the name. I said, "This and Ray. Remember Highway 90? Ray Rodriguez.
He and
I were talking a lot because he fought to keep the name Highway 90, and we were talking about how to keep Durango. Well, it should have never changed from Durango. It should have always stayed as Durango." And now 79% of people in this survey wanted to go back to Durango. Everybody but the poobahs downtown wanted to be Durango again. The poobahs wanted to give it to some gay person or somebody, whatever, instead of naming it what it should be, which is Durango Street. I never used Chavez. I would tell people, you take 30, if you're going to the Alamo Dome, take 37 to Durango. It's going to say a different name, but it's Durango, and you turn underneath the bridge, and there's the Alamo Dome.
Isn't this kind of like the Che Guevara paradigm where, you get people that wear them on T-shirts and stuff, and then if you just,
yes,
read a little bit,
yes,
you don't have to read much.
No.
About the guy like that. Same thing with Chavez. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you had the Brown Berets, and you had all these people that are, they would do that march every year and march with their drums and bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, you're banging for a bad guy, but okay, whatever you think. And so they were the ones who got it changed from Durango to Chavez. Now that it's going to go to whatever, and I hope it goes back to Durango, they're the ones who ought to pay for it.
Let's just call it Gay Street. Let's just call it Gay. No. You're on Gay Boulevard.
No, call it Durango, which is what it's supposed to be.
That's what my wife says. Like Durango.
Well, she probably says Durango.
Durango.
Yeah. Ghost Murmur. But that wasn't on your wheel of news stories.
No, I didn't see anything about a ghost murmur.
Ghost Murmur. It is a CIA tool to find you wherever you are if you're missing. And this is how they found that pilot 7,000 feet up.
Okay.
Was with
Right.
Now he did have the beacon,
but he couldn't keep that on.
No,
he
he
keep
couldn't.
turning it off.
That's
yeah.
correct. So they have what's ghost murmur. It uses quantum magnetometry.
Wow.
Can
That's
I put one on
stuff.
Ralph?
Huh?
Can
I was
put
going to
one
say
on
my
Ralph?
wife's going to want one.
Oh God.
Where can we get it?
Yeah, here we go. You guys have trust issues. You know that, right?
No, but
you have trust issues.
No, they're just
your wife
Mexican.
don't trust
No,
you.
no.
They're both
And-
Mexican
We're
chicks,
just
man.
Mexican women.
They're
We
just
protect
Mexican
our
women.
fines.
And you
That's
don't
right.
you don't trust Ralph, and your wife don't trust you. That's
No,
it.
She trusts me, but she'd tag me if she could. That's
We're
all. Or chip me.
territorial about our white men.
Everybody's
That's what
talking
it
at
is.
once. Only one at a time here. Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
Territorial.
They're territorial about their white men. You just
Okay.
said it, Elaine.
Uh-huh.
All right. So quantum magnetometry. If you go to the horse pistol, what they do is they put these pads on you that when they rip them off of you, you've been there, it tears the hair off your chest and it hurts. And that's, that's how they hear your heart in the hospital.
Right.
CIA don't need to do that to you. CIA can hear your heart from up there.
Oh, wow.
The sensors on this quantum magnetometry. I just like saying that. That's kind of cool to say, quantum magnetometry.
Well, yeah.
So it's so good that they can hear your heartbeat. They can hear you. They can pick
That's
out a heartbeat.
amazing.
And they say that we can pick out a heartbeat in the middle of a crowd. So if there's 1 million heartbeats, they can pick out your heart because your heartbeat's different than mine.
Everybody's a little different.
That's right.
Metabolically.
And they can find you and go, there's Elaine.
How do you know that's the person you're looking for, though?
Yeah.
That's how they know.
They record your heart?
They know it.
They know what they're looking for.
If it's quantum, in any regard, it's very fine.
It's got to be listed somewhere in the hospital or something. I don't know how the CIA does that, and the CIA is not going to tell you.
If it's called quantum, they're probably hearing little differences that would be indiscernible to anybody
But if
in
you're
any
running
way
away
else.
from Iranians, then you're jumping around like a jackrabbit.
No, he was not. He was sitting up there on the top of that mountain in a
Nice
cleft.
and calm?
In a cleft, yeah. And he's sitting there, and they're picking that up.
Yep.
And then they holler out to him. I guess he had some sort of radio receiver, and they hollered out to him because that's when he said, "God is great."
Right.
And they said, "Well, that might be one of them. So let's do something else. Let's do another test to make sure we got the right dude." And they asked him a question that only his father would know the answer to. Now that's something obviously they had on file.
Sure.
They must have asked him that.
Right.
And so they asked him that question, and he answered the question correct. Again, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you the question. All right, you guys that want to know the question, they're not going to tell you. But they asked him the question. He answered with the correct answer. And they went, "Go!"
Wow.
And within hours,
that's amazing.
They flew in there, but it was all because of the ghost murmur. Obviously, ghost meaning somebody who's lost.
Yep.
Murmur meaning your heart. They use a ghost murmur.
Well, it's kind
of like the discombobulator.
Well, well, but now we're getting into Star Trek territory. There was an episode of one of the early episodes of Star Trek where they found a guy hiding on a starship by his heartbeat. It's kind of the same idea, except this has got to be able to trace like minute, indiscernible differences
In a crowd of people.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: we don't know what all we have. This was just what Radcliffe was saying. No, they're not going to tell you. They ain't going to tell me because we tell the world. So they're not going to say anything about what they got, but they got it. And they can discombobulate you. They could probably turn your heart off.
I think that's pretty neat. They could tell your heartbeat in a crowd.
That's right.
So if I was surrounded by Kevin Costners in a crowd,
Oh, my
they
God.
will still find my heartbeat?
Well, it's going to be running 260 miles an hour.
That's what I'm saying.
There's Elaine. Drool.
God, you do like the white guys, don't you?
She'll have the ghost drooling then.
Wow.
Drool.
Yellow drool.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. Robin.
This is my last bit in peace. Howard Stern.
Robin.
He's being sued by an assistant who worked for he and Beth at the house and said it was a hostile work environment at the house. That he's basically an a-hole, and that's a shock, right? Everybody's pretty well shocked by that.
Exactly.
And that she is too, and that she runs a cat sanctuary at the house.
What are you looking at me for?
She has a cat rescue mission at the house. If you guys are watching us on camera, you notice the look I just gave Sean when I said that.
I got one of those going.
Yeah, and so anyway. Former radio employees are saying the same thing about it.
He's just mean, just not a nice guy to work with?
He's not a nice guy, and he does not share the wealth. He gets paid, on average, $1 million a minute.
Good God.
I'm sorry. $1 million an hour. I apologize. It's $1 million an hour is what he gets paid. And yet, for these guys that are like Jackie, who was on the show for the longest time.
Long time.
$20,000 a year.
Oh, come on. Are you serious? Jackie only got $28,000 a year.
$20,000 a year. He left, went to work. One of the other writers left and went to work for Jay Leno at $365 a year.
Oh, holy crap!
So
man.
yeah, but apparently, according to all these guys that worked for Stern, so that's the way he was. Number one, he's not nice to be around. Which, I'm not shocked by that at all. Just look at it.
Plenty of radio people weren't nice to be around.
But secondly, he don't share the wealth. And they were all talking about how much money that just all of a sudden they were covered up with all this cash that was flowing into the show. Now, he hires all the people. They work for him.
Yeah.
And he just didn't share it. He refused to.
With him, because he was local when I was growing up. He was on DC 101 out of Washington. And I liked him at first, and I liked his style of that conversational way of doing radio. Where I got turned off with him, and that's why your story makes sense, that he's a mean guy deep down, in that he went after a guy named John DeBella in Philadelphia, and he used to have his ex-wife on, and it was just really mean. Like, he would have parades where he's got like an effigy of this guy hanging from a tree. I mean, there's always been kind of a strain of darkness about Howard Stern. So it doesn't surprise me at all that he's a jerk.
Yeah. So anyway, he's being sued by a former assistant at the House.
Wow.
Who says it was a hostile work environment. And all these other guys are now coming out supporting her lawsuit, going, yeah, it was a hostile work environment at work, too.
Wow.
It wasn't just the money issue. It was just him being a jerk. And
what Robin had to say, because she's been around.
I'm sure she's compensated. You know what I mean? I'm sure she's
taking
care
from the beginning.
You notice they're never in the same room.
I guess not. Yeah, I haven't thought about that.
She's in a separate room.
I guess so.
Which means, you know what? She doesn't have to be in that room where he's being that way.
Which means she doesn't want to be in that room.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So, okay, the Dow futures are way up 1,200 points right now. The stock market, of course, opens up at 8:30 our time. It's going to be way up. Oil prices are way down. And my message to these guys who run these service stations, you jack up the price per gallon the second you hear any news about oil prices going up. You go, man, the next thing you know, you pull in and it's another $1 on the gas price. It takes you forever to lower it. Lower it the same way you raise it. If you're going to raise it in 10 minutes, if you're going to raise it, as soon as you hear that the prices of a barrel of oil going up. Now that the prices of oil are going down, lower at the same speed.
Oh, I agree. Whether they will or they won't is remains to be seen.
Well, let's just bring maximum pressure.
Well, I think because it really doesn't. It shouldn't take long at all to lower the prices, because if you could, it's a phone call, man. That's all it is. As far as the individual stores,
that gasoline that they're selling, Sean, what you're buying today was refined a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like what you're buying out of pump today is affected by these prices. All that is speculation on their part, and to me, there's a whole lot of price gouging that's going on.
A whole lot. Yeah.
So to prove that it's not price gouging, you guys, instead of being super slow to lower it, you're great at raising it, man. You get it right up in a hurry. But then you bring it down real slow. No, you need to drop it that quick, too.
Well,
bring it on down.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
All right, let me tell you about my friends over at Stevens Roofing. You don't ever have to worry about your roof when Stevens does the inspection, and they give that away. They do not charge you for the inspection, and there's certainly no obligation that you have to do business with them, but you'll want to because they're so honest, they're so good, and their work is very high-quality work. Regardless of what type of roof you're talking about, if you're talking about a composition roof with shingles and all that kind of stuff, and you want certain grades of shingles and certain colors and styles of shingles, they have it all at Stevens Roofing. So they'll do a phenomenal job for your shingles. But they also can do standing seam metal, which is so energy efficient that CPS will give you a rebate if you have a Stevens standing seam metal roof put on, whether it's for your house or whether it's for your barn, your building, maybe you own a warehouse, I don't know, whatever it is. They do a great job for both commercial and residential stuff. And they do great repair work, too. We're in the stormy kind of year, and next time we get rain is going to be heavy on Friday, it looks like. You want to be prepared for that. Call Stevens up today and have them come out and give you that free, no-obligation roof inspection. Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. AccuWeather, sun and clouds today, high near 80. Right now, 55 at 55 KTSA.
Good morning. Working a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. 281 northbound St. Mary's, that's a stall, right shoulder. Northbound 281 Hildebrand, that stall's also off to the shoulder. 37 northbound Loop 410, accident that's got 2 right lanes blocked, almost a 30-minute delay. 35 upper levels southbound before North Floridas, that's ongoing road work, 2 left lanes closed. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 210-201-7100. That's 210-201-7100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Bjorn's has evolved. Our team's been bringing cutting-edge tech home for 50 years. Come visit the Bjorn showroom on 281. We'll show you how the future of technology can fit perfectly into your world. Because if it's technology, it's at Bjorn's. Just Bjorn's.
Discover the difference that Jesus Christ can make in your life at Cornerstone Church, located at 18755 Stone Oak Parkway in San Antonio. Every Sunday morning at 8:30 and 11 and Sunday evenings at 6:30, join Pastors John and Matt Hagee as they preach the uncompromising Word of God. Can't make it to the church? Cornerstone offers live streaming of all the Sunday worship services. You can find them each Sunday online at jhm.org and on Facebook Live. JHM.org also offers on-demand sermons by Pastors John and Matt Hagee, concerts with award-winning Christian artists, as well as special well-known guest speakers from around the nation and the world. Cornerstone Church offers encouragement for every stage of life. They have special programs for kids, teens, and young adults as well. So bring your family and friends to Cornerstone Church at the corner of 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. For more information, visit sacornerstone.org or call 210-490-1600. We look forward to seeing you soon.
What a life-changing experience it is when you go to Here in Texas. My story is a very simple one. I was born with hearing loss. My left ear basically had no hearing. My right ear had very high frequency loss. And when I went and saw Dr. Sally at Here in Texas, she discovered all of that. And she fitted me with hearing aids that have really changed my life. Now I hear my wife better than I ever have, my 2 granddaughters as well. I'm enjoying singing again and living my life. All because of Dr. Sally and the great team at Here in Texas. You know, they accept TRICARE, so if you're military dependent, they're ready to see you at Here in Texas. And they have this wonderful new subscription service. You know, technology changes so quickly these days, so when your hearing aids get out of date, you don't have to worry about buying a new pair because you've subscribed to their service at Here in Texas, HEAR. You're going to find some of the finest people anywhere, the latest, greatest technology, and you're going to hear things you've never heard before at Here in Texas. Log on today and mention Trey Ware, here in TX.com.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at WeLoveYourDog.net.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's the old Alexa. We need to get a new one with a new Alexa.
The new Alexa?
You can pick the voices.
Oh, really? Like give it a British accent or something?
Yes.
Wow.
I want a ghetto Alexa.
You can get one. And you can get the soft Alexa, like I pledge allegiance to the flag, or you can get the modern, like a really blonde bimbo.
Yeah, but if Elaine gets her wish, what if the day arrives and Alexa goes, "You're not the boss of me"?
A Medea.
Let's
Alexa.
throw hands. What?
Medea.
A Medea.
Alexa.
That would be funny. A Medea Alexa. I have said this on the air before, and I will say it again. The very first concert I ever attended in my life was Cyndi Lauper on the Girls Just Want to Have Fun tour.
84?
84, 83, 84. Mm-hmm. And my mom drove me. Mm-hmm. And it was a great concert. And that first record was great. I don't know anything else she's ever done, but that first record was great.
True Colors was a great song.
True Colors was great. That's the only album of hers I've ever listened to all the way through, and that's, it's a great record.
Mm-hmm.
But Cyndi Lauper is like a lot of celebrities when they get into that celebrity bubble and they go to live in Celebrityville, they kind of lose their touch with the real world. And Cyndi Lauper is getting some crap for an Instagram video where she talks about the Save America Act. Mm-hmm. And it's the usual claptrap that women aren't going to be able to vote. She says, "It's me, Cyndi, don't be fooled. The SAVE Act is not about protecting against voter fraud. It's about voter suppression." Congress, and there's a Chip Roy thing. I know he's doing something with the continuance. Don't be fooled. It's about voter suppression. Congress is trying to pass the SAVE Act to make it harder to vote, especially for millions of women. First, they come out after our right to control our bodies. And now they're coming after our right to vote, so we must stop them. We are half the population, blah, blah, blah. It is just sad to me when you have an artist, whether they're an actor or a songwriter or performer in some regard, and you have a great deal of admiration for them, for their creative output, and then they start talking politics, and it just ruins it all, man. You know what I mean?
So... if you watch the video, you'll see that she's reading this off a teleprompter.
Yes, that people were accusing her of being scripted.
It's true. I watched it.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You see the teleprompter.
Yeah.
So she's a paid actress.
Right.
Somebody paid her. One of these, maybe it's Neville Singman. I'm guessing it's Neville Singman or somebody.
Who's that? Who's Neville?
It's a guy. He lives over in China. He's from here. He's a very wealthy guy. Made his money in high tech. His wife developed Code Pink. Their whole thing is to push communism. That's their whole thing. And so he is at the heart of a lot of these protests you see in the street where everybody's got the same sign.
Yeah.
He's funding a lot of
the big money guys behind the scenes.
He's kind of like a Soros kind of guy.
Right.
And he's paying a lot of these people that, by the way, again, we wouldn't be talking about Cyndi Lauper, right? So she's got a vested interest in selling her soul and making sure that she's out there saying these kinds of things. But see, it's not genuine. It's not real.
I couldn't do that. But again, now we do it for a living. We're in a different dynamic. It is our job to voice our opinions and to be honest about it. But if I'm in someone like that's position, it's like Robert De Niro running his mouth. They sound like such idiots. They have no clue. They're no more informed than the average stooge they go up to at one of these protests who can't tell you who the vice president is or have no idea why they're even there.
Nope.
And it's just that's why a lot of the actors that I admire are people you never hear from. You never hear their politics. No. They don't go off on it. That's not why. I mean, it's kind of the Elvis idea that I'm here to entertain. I'm not here to tell you my thoughts on Vietnam or anything like that. And now it's Cyndi. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, now we're talking about her, and it's it's all about clicks.
She got paid to do it.
She got paid to do it.
It's not like it's genuine from her heart.
No, but that's the part where I'm like, well, why don't you want to know about it? If you're going to talk about it, why don't you want to research it on your own? And because the stuff that we talk about, it's not mysterious. It's not like being hidden somewhere. Now, I agree with Jack says a lot that we talk about there's most people are very low info, and if you're just getting your news from the standard sources, well, you're only hearing one side. But anybody can do a not even a 30-second Google search anymore. You can go online in seconds and find out if something is bullcrap or not.
The general public is not listening to these stars anymore. They have no effect. They're not moving the needle. Nothing that they say is having an effect on anybody. So that's number one. Number two, it's not genuine. They're getting paid for this, so they're not even. It's not even real. So when she says, I want to stop this because it's against women or whatever, it's not real. She's being paid, and people know that. We're on to all this now. We understand.
Some of the recent studies, we certainly saw this in the last presidential cycle, where people are in their trust level with the politics of celebrities, and it's non-existent.
Nobody pays any attention to them anymore.
People are done, man.
Yeah. More Ware and Rima coming up, KTSA.
Hey, folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on The Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057, or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Looking for quality flooring? The Flooring Connection Outlet, formerly Green Carpet Company, has the same great service, in stock, and free home estimates. 1132 Arion Parkway behind Northside Ford. Different name, same great service. The Flooring Connection.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA. It's 8 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. There might be a ceasefire in place with the U.S., but Iran is still lobbing missiles across the Persian Gulf. On Tuesday, President Trump said Iran had agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with the condition Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Many reports, however, say Iranian missile and drone attacks were still taking place across the Persian Gulf, targeting places like Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. President Trump set to meet today with the NATO Secretary General. It comes as Trump seems committed to leaving the organization.
The meeting between President Trump and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte comes amid the president's growing attacks on the military alliance. These attacks have expanded after NATO members declined to support Trump in the U.S.-led war against Iran. The president has been especially angered that NATO allies have not assisted the U.S. in reopening the Strait of Hormuz, while at the same time saying the U.S. doesn't really need their help. Trump has also floated the possibility of withdrawing from NATO.
That's correspondent Linda Kenyon. The Texas Rangers now involved in a state investigation looking into possible neglect by Camp Mystic during last summer's deadly flood in the Hill Country. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick doesn't want the camp's license to be renewed during a criminal investigation, but it's not clear who may be prosecuted or what the charges could be. 2 counselors and 25 campers drowned at the camp during a flash flood July 4th. The camp's on record saying it's prepared to defend itself in court. The Los Angeles home owned by the late Ozzy Osbourne now up for sale.
It's located in LA's Hancock Park neighborhood, and it's listed for $17 million. The Mediterranean-style mansion has 6 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. It was originally built in 1929 and features over 10,000 square feet of living space. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Los Angeles home is up for sale again, $17 million. KTSA News Time is now 8:02. Let's get with Rob Thompson right here, KTSA Sports.
In the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs return to business tonight against the Portland Trailblazers. Tip is set for 8:30. It'll be televised on ESPN. The reason for the late get-around. Wemby's officially listed as doubtful. There ain't no way he's playing, though. X-rays and MRI did come back clean and is considered day-to-day. Shams Charania, the league insider with ESPN, says the Spurs have confidence he'll play in one of the last 3 games, which would make him postseason award eligible if he does. Projected number 1 overall pick Fernando Mendoza has informed the NFL he's not planning to attend the NFL draft in Pittsburgh this month. This according to sources. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA Time Saver Traffic and your KTSA AccuWeather forecast up next on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to love your floors again? Discover the latest European oak hardwood floors at Pride Floors. Wide planks, natural tones, with a timeless style. See it in our showroom or visit our website at pridefloors.com. Expert guidance with a lifetime labor warranty. pridefloors.com.
Trey Ware here. There's more to Mummies than just feed. They are South Texas firearm headquarters with the great brands like Benelli, Horizon, Montana, Weatherby, Colt, SIG, Glock, and so many more. And all of the accessories. Mummies has everything. Mummies and Hondo.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time is 8:04. Rush hour is happening. Debbie Alcacer right here with KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. Working an accident 37 northbound at 410 in the right lane. 37 northbound 181. 2 left lanes blocked with that crash, and that's a 15-minute delay. 35 southbound before you get to St. Mary's Camden. Disabled vehicle right center lane closed. And a couple of stalls on 281 that are off to the shoulder, northbound at St. Mary's and northbound at Hildebrand. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Some sun, then turning cloudy today, the high of 79. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, remaining mild, the low 64 along the Riverwalk and 58 in the Hill Country. Cloudy with a thunderstorm in spots for Thursday afternoon, the high up to 80. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
We got 54 degrees, mostly clear skies right now. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
If that's a ceasefire, I'll kiss your fanny in front of City Hall and give you 2 hours to draw a crowd. That ain't no ceasefire. We ain't watching no ceasefire here, boy.
I was going to say, it's not very ceasefire-y if you're still firing.
You know, I've said for a long time that TDS is a real deal, and it should be in the DSM, which is on the desk of every psychiatrist and psychologist in the world. I'm going to give you some examples of TDS. Trump derangement syndrome. It's a real deal. It's real. It's for real. And there are some people that spend their entire waking moments, and probably their unconscious ones too, going after Donald Trump in their mind. Dr. Ven Gupta is one of those people. He's over on MSNO. And he came out yesterday and said, Donald Trump's got dementia. We know it. I can see it. Now, he's never even met Donald Trump, much less diagnosed him. I can see it. That this guy has lost touch with reality. He's probably got multiple personality disorder as well, a bad case of bipolar.
Multiple personality disorder. He diagnosed that from afar.
And he's got dementia, and he's going away real quick. So I just looked and I went back a couple of years ago to 2024. And he was talking about a different president in 2024. Here's what Dr. Vin Gupta on MSNO said in 2024.
I think he's actually quite high functioning as an octogenarian and keeping up that schedule. And so, just from this is a subjective conversation. Zeke is offering his opinion. I can tell you what I see in my own clinic and what I see clinically. I think Joe Biden is actually quite robust.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any of you people talking about Donald Trump's mental acuity at this particular moment.
Well,
please, okay?
Which leads me to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yes.
She's screaming for the 25th Amendment.
Of course.
Because she, again, TDS, every waking moment now is about Donald Trump and how he's just gone crazy and we need to get him out of office with the 25th Amendment, all of her energy. By the way, her replacement was chosen last night. She was hoping the Democrat was going to win.
Right. Was it Fuller? Did he win?
Fuller won.
Oh, did he? Oh, good. Oh, cool.
Donald Trump
Excellent.
backed him, and he won last night. So
Excellent.
The majority increases for the Republicans in the House, 219 to 214 is the majority.
Nice.
But the next TDS guy is George Conway. He was married to Kellyanne.
He was.
And not anymore. He's really got a bad case of it. And he says and I'm telling you, he's right, okay? He's right about this. When the Democrats win the Senate, they're going to blow up the rules. I've been saying this over and over again. They're going to blow up the rules in order to not only get Donald Trump, but also get J.D. Vance. Listen to this.
And I do think we're going to have also a Democratic Senate. And I don't know whether it'll be 52, 53, 54, maybe even more. And when you have control of the Senate in that way, you can set the rules. And the rules this time should provide for a real trial, not these show arguments, these statements on the floor by managers where they're just politicians giving speeches, but where you put on live witnesses and you can show that they're lying and you can show how they're being and they have to answer the questions, and the Chief Justice of the United States will direct them to answer questions.
So what he's talking about, obviously, is the impeachment of Donald Trump.
Right.
Impeachment numero tres, and that's what they're going for. This is all they're talking about now. All the Democrats now are saying, if you'll elect us, we are going to impeach and remove him. But Conway takes it a step further because everybody always says, well, then you get J.D. He also says we can make it a package deal because we can set the rules. If we are in the majority, we're going to change the rules. And J.D. Vance has also broken the law, and so we're going to go after him and we're going to remove him. Now, as we found out in the first impeachment of Donald Trump, it doesn't matter whether he broke the law or not because he clearly did not. Right. And Dan Goldman, before he was a congressman, he was the attorney that led the impeachment of Donald Trump the first two times. Been impeached twice in the House, but not removed by the Senate because the Senate was held by the Republicans at the time. So they couldn't get the two-thirds majority to remove him over in the Senate. Conway says we're going to be able to not only get the two-thirds majority, but we're going to get a lot of Republicans that are going to come across as well to remove Donald Trump because they're just going to be so worn out and so tired of everything that this guy is doing. They're just going to be happy and relieved to get rid of him. My point in bringing it up, number one, is what I've been saying about them changing the rules. They're going to.
Oh,
it's going to happen.
And they're going to button it up, man. So you
change the rules.
Right, and they're going to go on a vengeance ride like you've never seen before.
They're going to not only try to remove him and J.D. from office, they're also going to try to lock him up in jail. They want him to go to The Hague. They want him to hang. This is all the stuff they've been saying. So they have TDS, the Democrats do. But whether you believe that or not is irrelevant. Please believe this. They will pack the Supreme Court, and they will open the border, okay? Regardless of what they do with Donald Trump. They can remove him or not. But if they get the House and if they get the Senate, please keep this in mind when you're thinking about November. They are going to open the border again, and you will have more murder in the streets from illegal aliens, and they are going to pack the Supreme Court. They're going to expand it. So they're going to take it from 9 justices somewhere between 19 and 21. And
think about that for a second. 19 or 21 Supreme Court justices.
And the vast majority of them, or all of them that they're going to add, will be Ketanji Brown Jackson.
So there will be no, you can kiss constitutionality goodbye.
It's gone.
They will. They will. They are never going to allow for these little people to vote a guy like Donald Trump into office again. Ever, ever, ever. They've been trying to stop him since he came down the escalator. And it's more than just Donald Trump. It's the idea of a Donald Trump, of somebody they can't control. And they're never going to let that happen again, man.
Well, why is that? It's the model that they put into effect in California, which is a one-party state.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if you go into the booth and you vote for the Republican or the Democrat, you get the same thing. One may be a little more radical, but they're both on the same road.
Right.
As I always say, they play for the same team, but when they appear in public, one's wearing a red jersey, the other's wearing a blue jersey. I've been saying that for years.
Right.
But that's how they show themselves to us, but once they get on the road, they're on the same road and they're doing the same thing.
We got our own example here with John Cornyn. Same thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
And forever it was the presidency.
Right.
You look at the presidency, with the exception of Ronald Reagan, until now, obviously, but with the exception of Ronald Reagan, they were all on the same road doing the same thing.
Pretty much.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so it didn't matter if you voted for the Republican or the Democrat. And what did that do? Well, it just had people, number one, give up because they said, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to vote because if I vote for the Republican, nothing ever changes.
Right.
How many times have you heard that for the last 50 years? Until Donald Trump. So they can't ever take a risk on another Donald Trump coming along. They can't allow that to happen because he's an actual difference.
They've got to build a wall, if you will, around the swamp. They have to build a wall so that nobody else can ever get in from the little people. Because that's essentially, look, even though he was their buddy and they loved him at the weddings before he went political, and they loved him the TV and they thought he was great.
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night. Once he went political, okay, he became what? He became little people. He's one of them. He's not one of us. He's not a member of this establishment. He's not a member of this community. And he's tearing up the joint. They're never going to, they'll never allow for that to happen again.
Because D.C. is not about serving us, which is supposed to be.
No.
It's a money-making venture for them. It is the hugest ripoff of the American taxpayer that has ever existed. I call it a theft ring. D.C.
Well,
in general.
It is, yeah.
And it includes plenty of Republicans as well. It's a theft ring.
It doesn't matter red or blue. They're all part of the same establishment.
Like I said, they play for the same team.
Right.
When they come out in front of you, one's wearing a red jersey, one's wearing a blue. But when they get behind closed doors, they're playing for the same team, which is the team of it's a theft ring. They're stealing from the American people.
Right.
And here comes Donald Trump, and he says, we're shutting that off. Well, they're never going to take a risk again at having their fortunes go. Why does somebody like Bernie Sanders, here's an example for you. Bernie Sanders says he's a Democrat socialist, and this is supposed to be about the people and all that. Why does he spend 34 years in D.C. enriching himself to where now he owns multiple homes and everything else? Why is that the case if he's a Democrat socialist?
Because it's really not about the people at all. It's not about black people. It's not about trans people. It's not about gay. It's not about any of the communities they run their mouths about.
Them making money.
It's about it really is just freaking robbery.
That's what it is.
That's all it is.
Theft ring.
And again, Donald Trump busted into their world. They didn't see him coming at all. And his very existence threatened. I mean, despite everything he's done and everything he wants to do, and of course with Todd Blanche in there, maybe we'll see some action at the DOJ. But essentially, his very existence threatens them and threatens their ability to make money.
And so what happens when somebody comes along and threatens your ability to make money? And I'm talking about easy money. These guys in D.C., they don't work.
No.
They don't do it. They have no jobs. They go and they're heads of whatever, and they just have huge amounts of money that flows to them. What happens when that is threatened? They get TDS. They focus on the guy. They focus on the guy who's breaking it up and who's going to cost them money. And that's why I say it's an actual disease. TDS is real.
I think if it's a real disease, it's because they allow it to become that in their minds because they allow themselves to become obsessive. But they spread the TDS out to the population through a propagandist media and the internet and all that stuff. And so the people who aren't getting rich, who actually believe this crap that, they're fighting for me and they're fighting for women. Listen to what we talked about with Cyndi Lauper just a few minutes ago. You know, they buy into all this crap because they're selling it as, I'm here for you.
Well, again...
No, they're there for their own bank accounts, man.
Again, with Cyndi, she's being paid.
Well, she is, but I mean, the average stooge and the people that don't read and they don't investigate on their own.
So people like a Bernie Sanders, who's a rip-off artist from the very beginning.
Absolutely.
Ilhan Omar, and the rest of them are plenty of Republicans too, right?
Yeah.
They have to have the American people on their side and believing all of this stuff if they're going to be able to stay there. So they create that nonsense. They call it the echo chamber, the nonsense that they throw out there that just echoes around. None of it is true. Then along comes a Donald Trump, and Donald Trump says, I'm going to tear all that apart. Well, now you're getting in their hip pocket. And then I goes, somebody done tried to kill him in Pennsylvania.
Right.
For that. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to lock him up 4 times. As Todd Blanche said yesterday, they took him off the ballot in several states. They were trying all they could try to lock this guy up. And I guarantee you, if they win in November, they will. They'll do it again.
Look, and just go back to 2016, the looks on their faces on election night when they started to realize, and it wasn't just media types, when they started to realize, oh, holy crap, this guy just won. I thought we had this one in the bag. Because why? Because they've had every other one in the bag practically.
That's correct. Republican or Democrat.
Republican or Democrat.
Doesn't matter.
And suddenly they realize, wait, we just lost control here.
The Bushes, the Obamas, the Clintons.
They're gymnastic.
They're all on the same team.
Basically, yeah.
Quick break. I'm going to tell you about Evolve Medical Group. If you have a lot of pain and you have limited movement, okay, it's consistent pain, and you know how the brain does, right? Over time, this is what happened to me. Over time, the brain starts to kind of numb that pain on its own. And I'm not a pill taker. I don't like taking pills, and so it is something that's just been my life. I don't like taking pills. So I try to stay away from it as much as I can. I try to find alternatives to surgery and alternatives to everyday medication. And that's where Evolve Medical Group stepped in for me. So back in the day, you could forget about me being able to pick up all those bags of mulch and spread it all around my gardens and everything else, or like I did the other day, fertilize my yard and put my nematodes down and all that stuff. I would not have been able to do all that if it were just a few months ago. But thanks to Evolve Medical Group, they do PRP, they do stem cells, they do hormone replacement. I'm up, I'm moving, I'm feeling good. I'm not even sore after a day like that. Just amazing. So, and they do primary care over at Evolve Medical Group too. So I'll be in touch with them this week because I want to go see them for a couple of things and get a couple of updates. And they just like to stay on top of you and make sure everything's good. And that's the way they do it at Evolve Medical Group. So log on today, mention Trey Ware, evolvemedgroup.com. That's evolvemedgroup.com. Sunny clouds today near 80 for the high. Right now, 55 at 55 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few stalls. A couple on 281, northbound at St. Mary's and northbound at Hildebrand. Both of those off to the right shoulder. Downtown, 35 southbound before St. Mary's Camden. That broken down vehicle has the right center lane closed. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The headlines the others miss. From Texas to the nation and around the world. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Hey, do you have an older person living in your home? Maybe you yourself want a safer bathroom. It's hard to get it in and out of that shower or the bathtub. Look, I'm 58. I'm starting to have problems. And that's why, another one of the reasons we're talking to my friends over at Zintex from Modeling Group. They've been doing bathroom installations and renovations for over a quarter century. They're also the 2022 winner of the BBB Torch Award for Ethics. Why? Because you can trust them. They're there to make your vision for your bathroom actual, and they can do most bathroom installations in as little as 1 day. Now, they offer free, no-obligation in-home consultations. We're talking to them now because right now, if you go with Zintex on that bathroom project, you will receive $1,000 off or no interest for 12 months. Plus, when you mention KTSA to your design consultant, you'll also receive a free fold-down bench seat with your purchase. Go to the website, make that appointment today. You'll thank me later. That's all you got to do. Go to the website, Zintex.com. That's Zintex.com.
Pick up lunch or dinner from John the Greek Restaurant, Moussaka, Spanakopita, lamb chops, hero sandwiches, and Greek salads. John the Greek is on Thousand Oaks at 281 North in the Park Oaks Shopping Center. Call 210-403-0565.
Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Mr. Electric makes sure your home has a good grounding system.
A grounding system directs any dangerous electrical current into the ground instead of your home or loved ones.
Call 210-248-2026 or online at MrElectric.com for a free home safety check.
It's a mower extravaganza at Ewald Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald. So stop by one of our locations and check out our huge selection of Kubota mowers. For residential or commercial use, from zero turn to front mount, from stand on to walk behind, we've got the right machine at the right price. And right now, Kubota is offering incredible savings and finance offers on all mowers. So stop by one of our locations or visit us online at ewaldkubota.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
San Antonio's conservative superstation. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
The Tubes. She's a beauty. 1983.
1983.
822 Ware and Rima, KTSA.
I didn't hear about this story till I was watching Gutfeld last night. They were kicking this one around. If we go back to the summer of 2020, in the wake of Black Lives Matter and all that, remember all the talk? We heard it here in town, certainly in Austin. I think they went actual with this, where they wanted to replace cops, law enforcement, with mental health professionals to go into a situation, right, and de-escalate. Because those meanie head cops, they're racist and they just want to kill people and stuff. And we had a story that Boston was one of those towns apparently as well. And we had a guy who called the cops, I believe it was this past weekend, around it was in the morning. And the guy said there was 4 people outside of his apartment that were trying to break in. Cops show up. There's nobody there. And apparently the guy inside is having some kind of mental health episode. But what did they do? The first people that show up are these mental health de-escalators. And one of these people, these mental health professionals, is talking to the guy through the door for 45 minutes to an hour because we're trying to deal with his mental health crisis that he's obviously having. Okay, so you got that person out front, and I imagine a couple of some cops behind that person. Well, guy comes out with a freaking sword.
Machete.
Well, I heard it was a full-length, freaking sword, and he slashes one of the cops. And, of course, they tased him and took him out. But it's one of those examples of, hey, that crap really doesn't work. You really sort of need the cops to go in first and do what they're really, really good at, which is handling situations like that. Mm-hmm. Because your de-escalation and your mental health intervention really didn't kind of work if the guy ends up, coming out of the door and slashing somebody with a freaking sword, man.
Yeah, it's one of those stories I was telling you earlier this morning. Fox is behind on, because that was last week that this happened.
Oh, it was last week that it happened? Because they were just talking about Gutfeld last night.
I know. I got another Gutfeld piece for you in a second. But,
sure.
But this is what Mom Donnie is doing in New York.
Yeah.
And they are, in fact, there's a piece today, editorial section of the New York Post today, talking about Mom Donnie and his, defund the police, which he did, 5,000 cops.
Right.
Remember when he first got in, 5,000 cops. And he's sending out they're called social workers. And so unless it's a dire situation where people are shooting each other,
right,
in the midst of raping somebody or something like that, they send out somebody to talk to you about your issue. Which, a guy with a machete or a sword, whichever it was, a guy like that doesn't want to be talked to. You can't talk to him, and that's why they had to shoot him.
You also can't appreciate whether a situation is or is not dire until law enforcement is there to ascertain what's actually going on.
This has been tried.
Yeah,
they have tried this before.
Work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't freaking work, man.
Because George Floyd died of an overdose of fentanyl. They came to this whole thing, and we got to defund police. And the former mayor, who is about to be your county judge in Bexar County,
he was all in, man.
He was all in to defund the police.
Yes, he was.
Pharaoh's going to help me defund the police. Remember?
Oh, I do remember.
Yes, you do.
And we got to address racism in San Antonio and racism in law enforcement and all that crap.
It doesn't work.
No, it does not.
Imagine a man like that in charge of the Bexar County Jail.
Right. No, excellent point.
He will be in charge of the Bexar County Jail.
I guess he would be. Yeah, I guess he would be.
I mean, the sheriff does, but the sheriff is a whooping boy to him. So.
Well, name for me one policy, okay, whether it involves law enforcement, whether it involves culture, whether it involves the economy, whether it involves national security, immigration. Name one Democrat-born policy that actually freaking works.
Well,
gun legislation.
It works for them.
it works for them to
and
keep the Stooges whipped up.
Correct. But it doesn't work for us.
Well, it also doesn't work for logic. Logic.
I've said that for I've said that for years. Name one thing that the Democrats have done that is a positive impact. Just one.
I can't.
One.
I'm being objective. Like I'm trying to actually think of something because we've talked about that before. We've asked ourselves that question. Name me one policy that actually freaking worked and did what they said it was going to do.
No, I've opened up the phone, Sean, before you were even in town, and I would say, okay, just name one, and people couldn't do it.
No,
you can't name one that they do that has worked.
When I used to do it on the old show, and you'd get if you got a call at all. They would immediately start talking about how evil Republicans were, they wouldn't say, they couldn't do it. Right. Couldn't name one damn thing.
You want this brilliance from Gutfeld yesterday?
Yes.
This was on the 5 yesterday.
I will go.
He's talking about the Save America Act.
Right.
Okay, which is really important. Let's get it passed.
I will go to the library and I will present my photo ID. If they show me his birth certificate in long form, I agree.
He's talking about Barack Obama. Remember the story I said yesterday?
Right. About
you got to show an ID to get to the library.
Right.
Yeah.
I will go to the library and I will present my photo ID. If they show me his birth certificate in long form, I agree with Harold.
Long form.
Long form. Harold was right in the break when he said, he's Kenyan. You said that, Harold. I have it on tape. Oh, I accidentally erased it.
He does that all the time.
Right.
It's like, we were in the green room, and you were telling me how much you hate Barack Obama, and now you come out here and you just love all over the guy.
Yeah, he does that on a regular basis. We also,
of course, you're going to say, look, the library is different. Okay, how? How is entering Obama's library deserving of more security than voting? I mean, who do you think is going to go to the library other than students and kids forced to go on mandatory field trips? At least it's better than chemistry.
So his point is one we talked about yesterday. So you want to tell me it's more important to show an ID to go to a presidential library than it is to vote in this country?
Well,
Come on.
Again, it's another completely illogical argument.
That's right.
That there's no logic or reason to their opposition to voter ID.
You got it. Alamo Water Softeners for your home. It's a difference maker, and it's a money saver for you as well. How does it save you money? Well, it protects your very important appliances. Appliances are coming in contact with water. If you're running South Texas hard water through those appliances eventually going to die, because they're going to get clogged up with hard water deposits. I'm talking about the calcium and all that other stuff that's in there. Alamo Water Softener is designed specifically to get those hard water deposits out of your water, and they do it every single day. I know because I bought the very first one that was ever made by Alan Townsend at Alamo Water Softeners in 2009. Now, since then, I bought a couple others because the technology changes, and the beauty of Alamo Water Softeners is they stay ahead of the technology. They're really the industry leaders at staying updated with the technology, so that when it does change, they've got the latest and the greatest, and it's just amazing. I don't have to worry about my water heaters getting all gunked up. I don't have to worry about the jets inside the dishwasher getting gunked up. None of that stuff is a problem. But if you don't have an Alamo Water Softener, it can be a problem for you. So here's the deal. For a limited time, when you purchase a select water softener system from Alamo Water Softeners, they're going to toss in a free reverse osmosis drinking water system. I'm drinking coffee right now with that great water from our reverse osmosis system over at the warehouse. Just, you know what? Here's the deal. Just invite them out to the house for a free water analysis. Won't cost you anything. And they'll talk to you about the systems and show you how they can improve the quality of your water at your house as well. AlamoWaterSofteners.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomber from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Let me tell you about my friends over at Texas Rhino Shield. It wasn't but a couple of months ago that we had Rhino Shield come out and put it on the house, and it's just been a major thing for us. The process was very easy. Anthony LaBarbera is the owner. He came out and spent quite a bit of time going around the house looking at stuff that needed to be changed and done. And it wasn't that much that we needed improved upon, but there were a couple of boards that needed to be replaced and things like that. Well, the beauty of Texas Rhino Shield, they do all that. The first thing they do is they bathe your home like really clean. It's amazing. I couldn't believe what those guys were doing. It came out really nice. And it was almost like, well, you don't have to do any more. You clean the house. It looks great. But now they put the Rhino Shield on, and, man, I'm telling you, that stuff is amazing. It's 9 times thicker than paint. So it will protect your home like nothing else will. A paint job can't do what Rhino Shield will do to protect the beauty of your home. the wood, we have hardy board and brick and stuff like that. It protects it all. Just amazing when you see it on your home, too, because the colors are so vibrant and clear and just gorgeous. So it really does stand out. And here's the cool deal. It's backed with a 25-year warranty in writing, so you never have to paint that house again. It's wonderful. They're just a wonderful group of folks ready with a great product. It's called Texas Rhino Shield. Get $2,500 off, and you mention Trey Ware at TexasRhinoShield.com.
Hey, folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on The Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057, or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
Eddie, why are you lounging in the backyard wearing sandals and sipping iced tea like you just checked into a fancy resort?
Naomi, it feels great out here.
You work so hard, Eddie. I'm glad to see you finally taking a minute for yourself.
Naomi, with our custom patio covers from Precision Windows and Doors, our backyard does indeed feel like a resort. Shade overhead, a comfortable breeze, no blazing sun. Ah, the window guy just needed a short break with his patio princess, huh?
Patio princess? I like the sound of that.
Folks, with the patio cover from Precision Windows and Doors, your backyard starts feeling like a true extension of your home. A place to relax, unwind, and actually enjoy. Morning coffee outside, dinner with the sunset, and long weekend naps.
Elegant, durable patio covers built for comfort, built for style, and built for Texas weather. So if you're ready to create an outdoor space that feels comfortable, inviting, and truly custom, call Precision Windows and Doors at 210-596-6588.
Or PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
Let's brighten up your home together.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says Iran's military is basically gone. A temporary ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran now in place, but multiple reports say Iran is still firing missiles. Police in the Bahamas now trying to find a woman who's believed to have been washed out to sea. And a school administrator's recovering after they were bitten by a police canine in the Alamo City. We've got details on these stories and others on the way, 9 o'clock. KTSA News Time, 8:35.
Good morning. As you head into your morning rush hour, noticing delays along 1604. This report sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Westbound Judson on over to Blanco Road, about a 15-minute ride, and also about 10-12 minutes, 1604 northbound Calabar to Bandera Road. I-10 westbound Probant, that's a stall right lane, and road work on 35 upper level, southbound B4 North Flores Street, still have 2 lanes blocked. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Some early sun, then turning cloudy today. Warm with the high 79. Then becoming partly cloudy tonight. Remaining mild, the low just down to 64 along the Riverwalk and 58 in the Hill Country. Might want your umbrella Thursday. We'll have an afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high of 80. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Up to 57 degrees, mostly clear. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Who likes David Bowie?
I like
Love
David
him.
Bowie.
Me too.
He's good. Real good.
This is awesome. What? Yes, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
He's still dead. Yes.
I forgot.
Elaine's looking at me and I'm going, he's dead, right? I think.
Well, you never know. It's David Bowie.
Modern medicine,
so. Who liked
David Bowie?
David Bowie.
Oh, who liked him? Oh, I did.
Who liked David
Yeah.
Bowie. Past tense.
Oh, yeah.
He used to scare me when I was a little kid, though.
He scared all of us
with
when we were
with
little
the Ziggy Stardust thing. When I was about 5-6 years old, saw a T-shirt of David Bowie, and it was
That
like,
scared you?
When I was a little kid, yeah, it's like that's freaky. But then I learned he was a musician, and then I loved him.
We have those moments where we remember where we were when we heard something for the very first time.
Yeah.
Do you have any songs like that? Because I do. I with Fame, 1975.
Yeah.
I was right over here. I was getting ready for we were having a banquet for our racetrack over here at MacArthur Park off of Loop 410. And I was sitting in the car waiting for the race banquet to begin, and that song came on this radio station.
Oh, wow.
Fame by David Bowie, and I went,
wow.
What is that? That's cool.
Well, I just remember I'm sorry, the high school years for me, it was when he kind of had that comeback where he did Let's Dance, he did all those great songs, and that was, my high school years. So it's kind of David Bowie, that era of David Bowie was kind of the soundtrack of my high school experience.
Let's Dance is just an amazing piece of work because Stevie Ray Vaughan's in it.
Right.
So
David Bowie, man, he was a true weirdo.
Very
and a
good,
real
Trey.
artist. Very good. What's that?
What'd you say?
I said very good on this Stevie Ray.
Oh yeah, it's great stuff.
China Girl, right? Yeah. He's very apparently also a big reader. The guy loved to read. One of the most amazing things I ever saw with David Bowie is he was also a very fine actor.
Yes, he was.
And he did the stage version of The Elephant Man, but we know the David Lynch movie, but it was a stage play for many years. But he did it without any makeup. He just acted it. And I remember seeing scenes from it. Because it's a horribly, if you don't know the John Merrick story, he's a horribly deformed person, back in
disfigured,
very disfigured. And David Bowie played the character that John Hurt played in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But he did it without any makeup, and it was amazing to watch.
His music was incredible.
Yeah,
it really was. Now we go from him to Caitlyn Bruce Jenner.
That's odd. That's good. Yes, that's
in the news.
Well, it's odd because we're like an old married couple. That's
is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that at some point because
Let's
that's
do
interesting.
It right now.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Bruce Jenner feels like a hypocrite for accepting the Women of the Year award from Glamour magazine.
Right.
And even though he's had the change, he's had the surgery, he said, and things are different down there. But he said, I'm still a guy at the chromosome level.
Yep, he's still a dude. He's always said that.
Uh-huh.
And, what's interesting about Caitlyn Jenner, the former Bruce, is he says, sexually, he's still a straight man. He says he's not, in a sense, he's not attracted to dudes.
That's always confused me.
I know.
He's got the full gear on.
He just likes being a woman.
Had it all done.
And he still likes women.
That makes him a lesbian.
He's a lesbian.
A tranny lesbian.
Technically, but it is fascinating because I guess he would be. But I applaud his honesty for going on the air and saying with Tommy Lauren and saying, "Yeah, I felt kind of like a hypocrite when Glamour gave me the Woman of the Year award."
Well, you are a hypocrite,
and
because you're not a woman.
But I'm fighting for to keep men out of women's sports.
Yeah.
But yet I took the Woman of the Year award.
You're not a woman.
It's not. Yeah. But don't you appreciate at least that he's being honest
I'm
about
agreeing
it?
with you.
Yeah.
You're not a woman, but I do agree. At least he's being honest.
Just cross-dress instead of get the whole work done.
Well, everybody needs a hobby.
He wanted the whole work done. That's up to him. Look, I got no problem if you're an adult and you choose to do that. That's America. You can do that in America. You keep your damn hands off the kids.
Yeah.
Don't you do that to kids. And Joe Biden believed that a child could go have that surgery done and wanted you to do it and wanted the schools and the state to have the power over parents to do that to children. That is Mengele BS.
I think most people had absolutely no problems with people living as the opposite gender or trans stuff or any of it until the kids got involved and they started competing in women's sports.
I tell adults, you got to do you. As long as it doesn't hurt me, as long as it doesn't hurt somebody else, go ahead. But when it comes to children, get your hands off the kids.
And that's where I think, and Kid Rock has said this, that's where like a lot of people who ordinarily would be very supportive of that community, like, hey, no, we're done, man.
What's the strangest thing you ever found?
Strangest thing I ever found?
Strangest thing you ever found, Christian? Jimmy? Elaine? Strangest thing you ever found?
No, I don't know. My sanity? I remembered a couple of things from the 80s.
You found that? Are you sure you found it?
Most of it.
I was going to say.
I can't think of anything strange I've ever found.
I've bought something really strange that I found on eBay.
What's that?
It's a Roman amulet, a fertility amulet from 35 AD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's awesome.
You found it on eBay?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know how I found it.
What does something like that cost? Do you mind? Can you share that with
us? No, it wasn't. There was different qualities of how it was rusted and stuff. And I think I spent like maybe $130.
Wow.
That's fertility awesome. What?
It's a fertility amulet. And it's 35 AD, and that's really the only reason I bought it. I just was scrolling on eBay looking for stuff, and I was like, well, that's the closest I'm going to get.
My dad took a coin from there, from Israel, right? And it was because they're all everywhere over in Israel. You dig them up all the time. And he took a coin and made they called it a denarii, and made a ring for my mom.
Oh, nice.
Well, I figured that's the closest I'm going to get to Christ while I'm alive was that amulet, 35 AD.
Cool.
That is cool.
So that's the only thing I could think of that I found, air quotes.
We found a machete buried in our backyard.
Okay,
so
that's
we
cool.
kind of wonder what the former owners used to do.
There you go. Anybody else? Anybody find anything really weird?
I'm still thinking.
Okay, I used to find stuff here,
right?
Because we'd dig on the ground here when we were kids, and we'd find this was an Indian fighting ground,
right?
Where they actually had like arrowheads. You could find arrowheads and arrows and spears and stuff buried in the ground here. It was a very cool thing to find that stuff. In California, Sacramento, 8-year-old boy went out in his backyard and started digging. And he dug up 81 millimeter round from the war.
Oh.
And it was live.
Oh, Lord.
81 millimeter?
81 millimeter.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a biggie. He just digging along. He goes, clank, clank. Oh, don't clank on that too much, because there's a live round. They called up the Air Force. Air Force sent their guys and said, oh, hey, stand back, everybody. They emptied out the entire neighborhood. Because this thing will shoot frag 1,000 feet.
Wow.
1,000 feet. That's 10 football fields for those who don't do math.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a big boom.
That's a big. So they were able to take it. And they just dismembered it and did whatever they do to them, to make sure it's not going to blow up and do anything. But the kid's got a story to tell now. That's for sure.
Didn't that qualify as artillery?
It is artillery.
Yeah,
you betcha.
That's bad. Yeah.
What was it?
Where was this?
In Sacramento.
Sacramento. We were talking. I'm trying to think of where there was a hospital or something where they found an old World War I munition. Was it in France, I guess, maybe? And they had to clear out the whole hospital.
Oh, yeah. That stuff happens every once in a while.
Where they just find and it had been sitting there since World War I under the foundation or something like that.
Right.
And they had to clear out like this hospital and the entire neighborhood.
Well, Jimmy was talking about Romans a second ago. Earlier this week, we had the story where they found a bullet that was fired by the Romans, and they called it a bullet. It didn't come out of a gun, obviously, back then, but it was a bullet. And even back then, the Romans would write like we do now. They would write stuff on the bullet,
sure.
like take this, you words I can't say.
They found a baptismal font from the era of Christ. I forget exactly where. Hippo. Just recently, and they were able to tie it directly to that era. And I think it was a double bowl baptismal font.
Well, you were able to put the baby completely in it,
right?
Or on top, it had the little bowls where you could sprinkle the baby. Either way, it was a very cool thing. Augustine of Hippo was just, if you've never read his stuff, the City of God and stuff like that, please read. Some call Augustine, some say Augustine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You call him whatever you want to call him. Great.
Well, the Pope is an Augustinian, isn't he? I believe he is.
I don't know.
I believe he is an Augustinian.
I don't want to speak.
There's a community of Catholics who follow, I believe, his writings directly.
I don't know.
Because he was a philosopher. And I think the current Pope is an Augustinian.
Well, the stuff that Augustine wrote would just amazing. City of God would just change your life.
I thought y'all were talking about the Masters at Augusta. I was getting excited.
Let me tell you about Bridgehead IT. In today's world, you must, if you've got a medium to a large size business, you've got to be on top of the AI game. AI is going to change our world. It already is in so many ways. And it's going to change business. It's going to change how business is done. And if you run or own a medium to a large size business, please get in touch with Bridgehead IT because you can't mess this AI stuff up. If you do, there's a couple of things that can happen to you right off the bat. First is security breaches of your very important infrastructure at your business. That's number one. Number two is compliance, and you got enough compliance headaches. You don't need any more compliance headaches. And number three, and most importantly, is a huge waste of money. So all of these things can be guaranteed that they're going to be on top of this for you over at Bridgehead IT. They'll do an AI assessment for you to find out your needs for your company because your company is completely different than the guy who's in the same business than your competitor, right? So it's totally different. So when you're dealing with Bridgehead IT, they do an AI assessment of what you need. They don't sell you the latest like bot or trendy little thing or whatever. It is specific to your business to deliver for you the kinds of results. We call it ROI, right? get you the ROI that you need for your investment in your AI systems. And it all starts by reaching out to Bridgehead IT. Include my name when you go onto their website. Just say Trey at KTSA is talking about you. Make 2026 your year to get into AI. Save yourself a whole lot of money and headaches in the process by going to see my friends at bridgeheadit.com. AccuWeather, sun and clouds today with a high near 80, right now 57 KTSA.
Good morning. Got a couple of new stalls. This report sponsored by True Green. 410 eastbound Cherry Ridge and I-10 westbound Dezavala. Both of those stalls off to the right shoulder. Right now, about a 15-minute commute, 1604 northbound Calabar to Bandera Road, and about 10-12 minutes, 1604 westbound Judson over to Blanco Road. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Restrictions apply. See site for details. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
We think the best breed of dog is the rescue. KTSA is going to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with the food and homes they deserve. Join the voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, and the KTSA hosts for the two-day 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with us, John, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W. Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
If your transmission is acting up, Access Transmission on Thousand Oaks is the only place you need to go to get it repaired or replaced. Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Access Transmission has been the trusted transmission experts in the San Antonio area for over 50 years. Family owned and operated, Access Transmission can handle all your transmission needs, domestic and import. All estimates are free. There are no inspection or diagnostic fees like the big national chains. Shop local and take your vehicle to Access Transmission, where you can get a fair, honest, and free diagnosis of your transmission issue. They can repair or rebuild your transmission with their in-house rebuilders serving San Antonio and the Hill Country. Access Transmission offers free pickup and delivery. And yes, that does include the Hill Country. Located on Thousand Oaks between Jones-Maltzberger and Wetmore Road, call Access Transmission 210-490-4411. 490-4411. Access Transmission, the experts in transmission repair.
Stop living with floors you hate. At Pride Floors, we bring your home to life with the latest hardwood floors, luxury vinyl planks, and carpet. Expert installation built to last. Visit our showroom today or our website at pridefloors.com. My name is Richard Cavazos at Pride Floors.
Hello, this is Dr. Mark Havercorn of River City Oral Surgery. We're the practice that upset the industry by publishing all of our prices on our website, rivercityoms.com, and giving them out over the phone at 210-778-0002. We offer tooth extractions, wisdom tooth extractions, dental implants, including full mouth implants at lower prices than the competition, and all kinds of other face, mouth, and neck surgery. Why else should you come see us? Easy. Because we're easy to talk to, compassionate, and experienced. It's not impossible to get a hold of me. We'll call you back when we say we will. Unlike other places, dental surgeries are not the hardest surgeries I do. We do full mouth dental implant cases every week. I'm not sweating your case or pushing my limits. And if you have a complication somewhere else, you're probably going to be referred to an oral surgeon. So why not start with the expert? Call River City Oral Surgery and me, Dr. Havercorn, at 210-778-0002. That's 210-778-0002.
Hey, it's Sean. You know, I love talking about my friends at John Wayne Service Company. This is a great year to talk to them. Whether you're having an issue with your HVAC, your plumbing, or your electrical, it's one company for the whole house. And now John Wayne is offering their service call for all for only $29. That's a $29 service call that'll cover one system, two systems, or all three. It's your choice. It's a simple, low-cost way to get a professional look and clear direction before you spend more money. They aim to give you straight answers and clear options with no pressure, and they offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. But again, it's that time of year for John Wayne's Service Call for All for only $29. Service call can cover one system, two systems, or all three. It's your choice. Call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company today, 210-293-6700 to schedule your $29 service call for all. Or check them out online, johnwayne.com.
You've worked your whole life to build that wealth. Have you protected it from lawsuits, probate, and predators? Voller Law Firm specializes in preserving family wealth for generations. Call 210-338-6983 or go online, vollerlaw.com. Tell them Joe Pag sent you to the Voller Law Firm.
Hi, Trey Ware here. If you have pain and limited movement, you're not able to do the things you love to do, but you're not interested in surgery to get better, then contact my friends at Evolve Medical Group. They do PRP, stem cell, hormone replacement, and so much more. They even do primary care at evolvemedgroup.com. Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
And it's 8:52, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Well, the Minneapolis City Council is considering legalizing bathhouses and establishments where adults can engage in sexual activity. They have been banned since 1988 on the heels, or in the wake, rather, of the AIDS crisis of that era. And in 2023, just a couple of years ago, you had a bunch of people called the Safer Sex Spaces Coalition and started saying that, keeping the bathhouses closed and the orgy houses closed was stigmatizing to gay people and made them feel bad. And so we need to start reopening those. And, anybody who I read a lot for whatever reasons. I read a lot about that time in America when you can trace all the way back to the bathhouses of San Francisco and the AIDS crisis when it first started breaking out in the mid to late 80s. And you realize just how quickly all that spread. I've also known a few people who have kind of told me about the old days of those kinds of establishments, and they don't want them reopened either. Not a good idea, man. In Minneapolis, you got a few problems that other problems that maybe you ought to be focusing on right now, other than reopening the bathhouses.
Well,
man.
First of all, Trump has dispatched Todd Blanche to go shut down the fraud.
Right.
So they've got to make money somehow.
That was my second thought.
This is what they're going to do to replace the fraud income for the Somalis up there, so you can go have yourself fun with a Somali dude in a bathhouse up there. It's a terrible idea, and here's why. You go back to those bathhouses in San Francisco or anywhere else you want to look at. And this, again, we can go back to Roman times there, Jimmy. But you go back as far, you go back to Caligula.
I had some bathhouses.
Go back to Caligula. And here's what we see. Anytime those places are shut down, the STD rates plummet. They plummet. Those places contribute to a rise in STD in that community.
Absolutely they do.
And I'm talking about the whole town. I'm not talking about the community of gays. I'm talking about the whole town. When you unleash that in a city, you watch and you see the rise in STDs.
Oh, sure. And again, I have a friend who kind of told me some stories about, what goes on in those kinds of places. Minneapolis has some other. That was my second thought when I read this story. The first thought is that's a really bad idea, and my second thought was, well, you guys are sort of get shut down, and a lot of this corruption is being revealed. I guess maybe you want people focusing on something else because it's so odd. It's such an odd cause to take on right now. Do you know what I mean? And maybe to get people's attention focused on something else because there's no logic. It's another one of those issues. There's no logical reason for it. Nobody's out there having parades screaming for the freaking bathhouses to be reopened.
Well, it's just, let me out-liberal you as much as I can.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
just push it as far as I can. But what I was saying is that the fraud money is going to dry up, and Tim is going to be gone, and
right.
Keith Ellis is going to be gone. All these guys are going to be gone. And so, how do we keep some money flowing in here? Well, let's just open this up. Which again, you can watch and you can just look at. I'm just talking numbers. I'm not even talking from a moral judgment standpoint.
Oh, sure,
I'm talking about public health standpoint. You can watch the numbers increase when they have this stuff and decrease when they shut it down.
Absolutely. There's all kinds of really horrible stuff that used to go on in those places. The other medical story I have, and this one is with Dr. Oz and RFK Jr., and on March 30th, Dr. Oz sent a memo to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services about hospital food, and that hospital food is not very healthy, and especially for elderly parents. I know I'm shocking. Bathhouses are apparently dangerous and lead to a rise in STDs, and hospital food isn't very good. I know I'm tripping you all out and shocking the crap out of you right now with both of these stories. But they say that, and I've experienced this, anybody who's spent time in the hospital, Jimmy, that hospital food is very cheap. It's high sodium. It's not exactly very healthy food because you're feeding a lot of people every single day.
Flavorful.
Not right.
Not
What's
very
that?
Flavorful.
All I've ever said as far as the hospitals around here, St. Luke's had really good food, but really good food to where like, hey, do I need a procedure so I can go get some St. Luke's food? But every other place, yeah, I mean, it is pretty bad. But they're saying it actually for elderly patients and patients with, diabetes and things like that, and high sodium heart conditions, it can actually make you worse.
If you go in with high blood pressure.
Right.
And they start feeding you high sodium food.
Sodium stuff.
That makes sense. Hey, real quick before we break here, remember the plant we were talking about on fire yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about Amazon because a bunch of Amazon trucks out front. It was not an Amazon warehouse. It was Kimberly Clark. No wonder. That's a bunch of toilet paper.
It was just paper. That's all it was,
paper.
yeah.
No wonder that fire took off like it did. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
Most financial advisors only manage your money. They refer you out for taxes. They refer you out for estate planning. They refer you out when things get complicated. Did they really vet that person? Or did they meet once, exchange business cards, and call it a partnership? A referral isn't accountability. It's a handoff. When your investments, taxes, and estate plan are built separately, gaps happen, and those can cost money. At Trajan, we didn't build a referral network. We built a family office for all. Wealth, tax, estate. One team delivering coordinated planning, once reserved for the ultra-wealthy. If you want real coordination and not just introductions, call Trajan Wealth today. Call Trajan today at 210-201-7100. That's 210-201-7100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
A bathroom remodel is not just about looks, it's about comfort, safety, and function too. Safe Showers and Bathwise have joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more, including showers, tubs, flooring, and vanities. Get $1,500 off your new shower at newbathtoday.com.
Domestic violence is one of the most widespread crimes in Texas, yet one of the least reported. When someone walks through the doors of the Battered Women and Children Shelter, they're looking for safety. Help exists, and it's closer than you think. Christie's Hope supports the shelter with housing, trauma recovery, and long-term aid. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. If you or someone you love needs help, visit christieshope.org.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 9 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. According to reports, Iran continues to fire missiles into the Persian Gulf. Nonetheless, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says today is a great day for world peace.
We stand ready in the background to ensure Iran upholds every reasonable term. And as everyone knows, nobody makes a better deal than President Trump.
Hegseth spoke this morning at the Pentagon. He insists Iran's military capabilities have been decimated. Further negotiations will be happening between the U.S. and Iran now that a ceasefire is in place. President Trump's meeting with the head of NATO, even though he wants to get out of the organization. NATO Secretary Mark Rutte is coming to the White House after the organization refused to support the U.S. military's operations in Iran. This despite the fact a number of U.S. allies, many of them in NATO, get much of their oil from Iran, and that has to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. Trump's on record saying, without U.S. financial support, there is no NATO. Police in the Bahamas trying to find the body of a Michigan woman who's thought to have been swept out to sea. 56-year-old Lynette Hooker was reported missing by her husband early Sunday.
According to police, the couple set out Saturday around 7:30 p.m. on an 8-foot dinghy traveling from Hopetown to Elbow Key. Brian telling investigators Lynette fell overboard and was swept away by strong currents, taking the boat key with her, according to authorities.
Correspondent George Solis. Hooker's daughter says her mother and stepfather had been sailing for the past decade, and they were documenting their trip to the Bahamas on social media. Police canines might be well trained, but they sometimes do unpredictable things, as KTSA's Chris Davis reports.
Tuesday, that played out at Taft High School when an administrator was bitten while a canine cop from the Northside ISD Police Department was at the office with his team for a search, according to the school district. The San Antonio Fire Department says the woman was taken to the hospital after she was bitten about 11:45 a.m. No students were involved. Chris Davis, KTSA News.
KTSA News Time, 9:03.
Good morning. Got a new trouble spot on the northwest side. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I-10 westbound, that connector to westbound 1604. That's a stall. Right lane of the connector is blocked. We do have a record that just rolled up onto the scene, so hopefully that will clear soon. I-10 eastbound Greytown, that stalls off to the shoulder. Got another I-10 westbound Desavala, disabled vehicle, right shoulder blocked. Right now, about a 10-minute commute, 1604 westbound Judson on over to Blanco Road. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP or MADD.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Some sun, then turning cloudy this afternoon, the high of 82. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, remaining mild, the low 63 along the Riverwalk and 59 in the Hill Country. Cloudy with the thunderstorm in spots Thursday afternoon, the high up to 81. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Mostly clear, 57 degrees right now. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550, KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550, KTSA.
Couple of things I haven't hit in a while that I want to get to real fast here.
All right.
First one is, this is called 56 Fury. It's Rodney Crowell, and the guy who answers the phone at the beginning is my good brother Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. And he says, they were in the recording session, and his phone rang,
right.
And he said, I'll have to call you back. I got to help these guys out. So
right.
That's why I chose that. We put that together, and it's just a good song. The other thing is, I haven't hit this in a while, but this is this whole concept of holding these people in authority accountable when they let criminals back on the street, and the criminals go back and do what? Criminal stuff, right?
Right,
yeah.
right.
So in this case, in Massachusetts, the governor up there, Maura Healey, who did this wonderful video comparing the economy to donuts, she's just stupid. She's just stupid. She let an illegal immigrant, and she's a Democrat. All Democrats love illegal immigrants because they vote for Democrats. Let an illegal immigrant pedophile who was deported come back into the country and then live right across the street from a playground of a school. All of it is confirmed by the ICE chief.
When you talk to the governor talks about what's going on in her state. She says Massachusetts is not a sanctuary state, but Boston's a sanctuary city. Do you think that the state is operating like a sanctuary state at this point?
100%. And that's one of the frustrating things for us. And what I'd say for the governor's office is we've had individual law enforcement agencies and state agencies reach out and say, hey, we want to turn this individual over to you. They're wanted for murder in El Salvador. So or like the sex offenders you saw today, they're already known registered sex offenders on the Massachusetts probation rolls. Why would you not turn someone over that's been previously deported? To me, that just makes no sense.
Okay. Now, we've also got a Democrat illegal alien, Carlos Corte, arrested after he allegedly kidnapped a 4-year-old little girl. New York, because it's a sanctuary state, released him.
Of course.
After He kidnapped a 4-year-old little girl, allegedly, okay? This whole thing about, we just got to have them on the street so they can vote and no voter ID so they can vote, this is ridiculous. A Democrat illegal alien arrested, Robert Joachim, I think you mentioned this earlier today, took a hammer.
Oh, yeah, got a 40-year-old woman, just was an employee of a store, came out, smashed her windshield, and just killed her with a hammer. And he'd been on detainer. He was supposed to be deported. He'd been let in during the Biden years.
That's correct. He's a Democrat illegal alien.
Yeah.
This is in Fort Myers, Florida, and I put the video up on my site. You can go see it. It's horrific. Of course, she's blurred out, so you don't see him actually kill her.
But just
you see him
with a hammer. That's it.
For no reason. She had nothing to do with him. He walks over to her car, and he smashes the windshield of her car, actually the driver's side window, with his hammer, and then gets her out of the car. And she's trying to get back into the store, and he just beats her right there in front of the store door. You go to a convenience store every day, right?
Right.
Beats her right out in front of the front doors.
She was an employee of the convenience store of some manner, and he just killed her with a hammer. We see it all the time. There was a story we never got to the other week that I think was obviously was in New York City, where you had a guy, again, he was illegal, who I forget where from, but he had been released into the country. He'd committed some crimes. And they had surveillance, this business of just shoving people on the subway tracks. Like he tried to shove a guy twice onto a subway track just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going out, and again, they come from countries where human life isn't valued at all, and they bring that crap here, and they're just randomly attacking people and killing people.
Well, and I'm going to start calling them Democrat illegal aliens, because that's what they are. I'm going to attach it to the Democrat Party because they're the ones who are doing this.
Right.
Here locally, we have Ron Nirenberg, who is a Democrat, and boy, is he a nut job. And he wants to be the county judge, and more than likely will be the county judge. I don't know. We'll have to maybe a miracle can happen in Bexar County. I don't hold out a whole lot of hope.
Right.
But he opened up a sanctuary city right there in on San Pedro, south of North Star Mall.
And it destroyed that neighborhood.
Of course,
sad.
But it not only destroyed that neighborhood, but it destroyed a lot of lives along the way. Because remember what Eric Walsh said, the city manager, we're going to help them on to their further destination. Now, they knew those people were not supposed to be here.
Right.
But because of their love for the Democrat Party and the cause to have these voters spread across the country and for apportionment in Congress, they were a clearinghouse in San Antonio to allow these. They were operating as a sanctuary city, when in fact we're not supposed to have sanctuary cities in the state of Texas.
Yeah, it's against state law, but they did it anyway.
So you can bet that hat that is on your head right now that they will do it again in Bexar County. If he becomes the county judge, he will do the exact same thing, particularly if he gets Congress in D.C.
Sure.
They will open that border again, and he'll bring them through this county to distribute them all over the country so they vote for Democrats.
And it ain't got nothing to do with American values or fighting xenophobia or we care about these poor people coming to America for a better life. It ain't got nothing to do with that. And you know it, and I know it. We talk about it on this show every day. But that's what they wrap it in. Do you know what I mean? This is what America, this is what our values are all about, people escaping horribleness and they come here. It's a bunch of crap. And as we pointed out in California, Minnesota, and I suspect you'll find it in every state in the country, it's really about money and votes.
Well, votes.
Votes, that's it.
Votes and apportionment. And
no, but like with what we said about the Somalis, they come here, and then you use them to also amass vast fortunes for yourself.
So what I was about to say is that they get the votes, they get in power, and then they run the theft ring with that power. They have to get the power first, and then they can run the theft ring, and that's exactly what they do. Our government has turned into the biggest theft ring the world has ever seen. And so, but they got to get those people here so that they will vote for them, and they can't have voter ID to keep them from voting. And San Antonio was a huge part of that.
Absolutely.
San Antonio brought, I don't know how many people actually came through San Antonio during that 4 years, but it was a ton. It was a crap ton of people came through San Antonio, and many of them are still in this country. So, look, he wants to be county judge. He's the leading contender for county judge because nobody knows the name outside of conservative circles of Patrick Van Dolen. But it's going to be a terrible thing for the county, just like it was a terrible thing for the city. And this is one of the many reasons. He's also going to run the county into much debt like he did the city. All these other things, he's got a track record.
Well,
you know what he does.
Let's ask the same question of Ron Nirenberg that we asked of Democrats in general. Name me one positive thing he did for the city. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, obviously he's going to just carry the battle plan into the to the county level, becomes county judge. But name what good thing did he do? What good thing did that man do for this city to make life in this city better, being in that mayor's office as long as he was? I can't think of a single thing.
He'll start with the drapes. You know, he got new drapes for the office, for the mayor's office.
Thanks. We're so happy that worked out for you, man.
So I started this morning with this whole taco thing, telling you that, that people on the left and the Democrats, yesterday was Taco Tuesday for them. And I said it was at my house because we ate actually a taco bake, which is a wonderful thing Nancy makes. But they call it Trump always chickens out. So the left wing in this country, they were mad that Trump was saying that he was going to destroy a civilization. That you can't do that. That's a war crime. We need to hang him. That's what the Democrats were saying yesterday. Then after he didn't do it, they said, see, Trump always chickens out. Well, here's Jimmy Kimmel on his show last night.
So all day today, everyone, most notably the people of Iran, were wondering if their civilization was going to die tonight. Well, good news, it didn't. It was the Taco Tuesday of all Taco Tuesdays as our president decided not to drop the chalupa for at least another 2 weeks. He announced that at the request of Pakistan, which has been facilitating negotiations, he was giving Iran 2 weeks to live. This is how it goes every single time. Trump says something insane. He says, I'm going to kill everybody tomorrow at 5 p.m. We all freak out. And then he's like, you know what, actually, I'll kill everyone in 2 weeks.
So earlier in the day, Kimmel was upset that he was saying he was going to kill everybody, and then when he didn't kill everybody, now he's upset that he didn't kill everybody.
Because it doesn't matter what he does. They just got to hate him.
They're going to pick the opposite of whatever he does.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, he could cure cancer, and they'd be like, oh, my God, we need cancer. We got to have cancer.
How dare he? Most people, they wanted their cancer. So I got a buddy of mine on Facebook I'm looking at right now that's using the Taco Tuesday line.
Oh, they all do. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's amazing. You're now pissed off because he didn't do it.
They were all over yesterday saying when he said we're not going to. Now remember, he said over and over again. I played it here on the show that I don't want to have to do this.
Well,
right?
Sure.
But he's more than willing. I think what's going to happen. We'll see. But I think what's going to happen. They had put all those people on the bridges.
Oh yeah, women and children.
And those people did not know why they were being told because they don't have access to the media. So they had no idea why the leadership was saying go stand on these bridges. They were thinking that Donald Trump was going to blow the bridge up and blow up the women and children. I think, as I told you this morning, my theory is, and I don't know, we'll see, I have no idea, but this is just a theory of mine, that, you know, Iran is not abiding by the ceasefire. They are still dropping bombs on Israel.
Yeah.
That's going to give us a pretext to go back in and re-bomb. And when we do, all he's waiting for is the moment when all those people come off those bridges and it's all clear. He couldn't do it last night because it would kill women and children.
Remember what I mentioned yesterday to you?
What's that?
That before the human shields get on the bridges and get near the power plants, he would start bombing.
Right.
That's what we were assuming he's doing.
Right. So I think it's going to be the other way around, where now those people are going to go home. They're going to go back to work and doing whatever they're going to do. And as soon as they're off those bridges, bam, 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 bam. I don't think it's going to change.
Well, I mean, who couldn't see that coming, too? You knew that they were going to stack up the bridges with people. You knew they were going to surround. They called for human chains around the hospitals and the schools. But you just knew that when he's talking, he's already blown up their biggest bridge, that they're going to stack up women and children on those bridges. And they were apparently live streaming. So when we started the attack, the whole world would see it. But I think you're right. I think he played them. In a sense, and as soon as those people are off the bridge, because we already know militarily we could do anything we need to do in minutes. So the instant those bridges are cleared, and it really doesn't matter whether they knew on the women on the bridge, the people on the bridges, whether they knew or they didn't. More than likely, they didn't. They didn't have much of a choice. If they say go be on the bridge, you have to go be on the bridge.
But they don't know. They have no idea because they're not. They have no outside media. They can just hear what they're telling them. But the bottom line is, you know, he's going to give them a few days because he knows how to play this game. He's not going to go like today. But he'll give them some time when everything kind of relaxes, and then it's going to be a surprise and a shock. But the pretext is they're using cluster bombs on Israel. Now, again, the Secretary of General of the UN said him blowing up bridges was going to be a violation of The Hague. It would be a violation of Geneva and all that stuff. It would not. The infrastructure is not. He upset people here in this country who were saying, you can't blow up bridges. Well, the hell you can't. Sure you can, and you can blow up power plants as well. But they were the ones who were sending human shields down there. That is a violation.
Right.
Also, dropping cluster bombs is a violation, and the UN has yet to say squat about that.
Not.
They can do any damn thing they want to do is fine. They can do anything they want. Trump says, I'm going to blow up a bridge. And no, we're going to hang you. We're going to hang you.
They're just like NATO. They reveal themselves, and where their their allegiance isn't into some sort of idea of global peace and everybody getting along. It's quite the opposite.
That's right. Ownwell is all about saving you money on your property taxes, and it's property tax assessment time that's going on right now. And if you're not protesting your property taxes, you're leaving money on the table. And I can tell you that as somebody who went down that road. We were locked into that for years. Nancy was the one who was going and getting our property taxes reduced because she would put together the protest and then go meet with the people, the entity, and all that stuff that needed to be done. As her business continued to grow and get bigger and more demands on her time, well, she didn't have time to do that. So we just went with Ownwell. And it worked out so well that the next year we went with Ownwell, and the next year we went with Ownwell. And I know that they have saved us thousands of dollars on our property taxes. And I know that they can do the same thing for you. They're just outstanding at Ownwell.com. You get to save money instead of paying money to a taxing entity because of the fine work of Ownwell. And here's what you do. You just 3 minutes, you sign up. They're an official partner of the San Antonio Spurs, by the way, and so many Spurs fans have already latched on to Ownwell, and they're spending great money and doing a great job over there. 88% success rate, and here's the beauty of it. If they don't get your property taxes reduced, then you don't owe them a dime at Ownwell. So log on today. Don't wait. The deadline is May 15th, so it's going to creep up on you. So you want to get it done now, get it put to bed now, save money on your property taxes at Ownwell.com. Mention Trey Ware, and they'll give you an estimate of how much money they could save you at Ownwell.com. Sun and clouds today with a high near 80. Right now, 61 and sunny, KTSA.
Good morning. Working a trouble spot at 281 southbound at Wurzbach, wreck right lane. I-10 eastbound Hildebrand, left lane closed with road work, and I-10 westbound Hildebrand got a left lane closed with construction as well. Rolling a bit slowly along 1604 northbound Calabria up to Bandera Road and 1604 westbound Judson Road on over to Blanco Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Local roots, national focus, global perspective. Stay connected. News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 107.1.
You know, my friends over at John Wayne Service Company, they can handle anything, whether it has to do with your electrical, your heating and AC, your plumbing. We've been using them since we got the place about 8 years ago, and most of those big, beautiful trucks that roll through my neighborhood and sometimes roll up my driveway, they're stocked with pretty much almost everything they would need for any job bringing or coming to your house. Now, obviously, we're all thinking about our AC systems as we creep up on the hot months. Check out John Wayne's $89 AC tune-up. It includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC system running factory fresh. They don't just glance at it. They go through the entire system step by step. I've seen this with my own eyes. Where they take the top off, they clean out the fan and all that stuff. It's an $89 AC tune-up. So, again, you don't have to worry about triple digits here in San Antonio. Call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company and book that appointment today. You can call them up 210-293-7600 or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Are you looking for new windows, maybe siding, maybe even a patio cover, but you also want to keep your savings account from having a panic attack? I'm Eddie Murata, the window guy from Precision Windows and Doors. We're a local, family-owned window, siding, and door company. And the price? Let's just say we don't have the pushy commission salespeople. We pass the savings on to you. No limited time nonsense, just honest pricing and a quote you can trust. For energy-efficient windows, we've got them all the top brands and highest quality. Want the best siding in the business? We carry and install Hardy siding all over San Antonio. And if you're craving shade, we've got custom patio covers that'll make your backyard the envy of the block. At Precision Windows and Doors, we offer military and senior discounts, flexible financing, and only recommend what's best for your home. Call me, Eddie, the window guy, at 210-596-6588. That's 210-596-6588. Or visit PrecisionWindowsSA.com. Let's brighten up your home together.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. A place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. Don't miss the deadline. File by 4/15. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and schedule.
San Antonio's most listened to news talk station. 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Sheryl Crow, 923, Ware and Rima, KTSA.
It's cracking me up. I mentioned this with John Hayward yesterday or earlier today, and late Monday night we're dealing with this idea that there's going to be this real S storm that's going to fall over Iran. Trump was talking about bastards and open up the strait, and that was the talking point. Very stressful time, obviously, on planet Earth, one way or the other. But his post, and I didn't see this till yesterday morning when I got home. His Truth Social post from Monday night, where he's going off on Jessica Tarvlov. I mentioned with John Hayward that he's quite the multitasker. It's like he's running world affairs with one hand. He's setting up military strikes. And figuring stuff out in Iran. While the other hand, he's posting on Truth Social about Jessica Tarvlov, and it just cracks me up. For Fox executives only, take Jessica Tarvlov off the air. Tarlov off the air. She is, from her voice to her lies and everything else, one of the worst personalities on television. A real loser. People cannot stand watching her. That was Monday night. And, you and I have talked about Tarlov before, that we know why she's there. Harold Ford is a much more measured guy, but he's not nearly as much fun as when they put her on and they start mocking her and making fun of her. It's great TV watching. But what must it be like to be a media person? Because Todd Blanche was doing it yesterday with, the coverage and the press conference there, and talking about how they had covered things.
Hegseth did it this morning.
Hegseth did it this morning.
Just a little while ago.
When he was giving the press briefing from the Pentagon. What must it be like, though, to be a media person, whether you're someone like you or I, or you're a Jessica Tarlov, and the President of the United States says you suck and you're a loser and you should be yanked off the air? What would that be? In and of itself, what would that be like?
Quit sucking.
Well, yeah, obviously the solution is to not suck.
Don't suck.
But it's not likely you and I are ever going to have a president who's going to say, rip those guys off the air.
You never know.
You never know. But
get Barack back in there. So remember, he was on with them a couple of weeks ago on phone. We made a big deal.
Yes.
And he went after her then.
He did, and she wasn't there. And he said, did she choose this, or did you guys not put her on?
No, she chose it.
She
decided she wasn't coming. She was not going to be on with him.
She said it was a scheduling thing.
She's full of it. She's full of it. She doesn't have the guts to sit there and talk to the President of the United States. Now, she can kick him in the shins all day, but she won't have a conversation with him.
Right.
And that's a typical Democrat. That is typical.
It is. They don't like confrontation all that much.
When was the last time Kimmel invited him to come on his late night show?
Kimmel invited Trump?
When was the last time?
I don't think he ever has.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's ding ding ding. You win. That's the answer. He won't. They won't.
Of course not.
They won't have him on because they're scared spitless of having him on. He's not scared of them.
Oh no! I just think. What must it be like to be Jessica Tarlov just for a minute? You know what I mean? And that's who you are in the world. The President of the United States of America just called you a loser.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be.
Love it.
She's got. I bet she does to a certain extent.
Of course, to her people.
You know what I mean? People want to be relevant.
To her people, that is like, wow. That's
what I'm
the
saying.
crown.
Like, what must that experience actually be like? Like, damn, the president's calling me out again. Good on me.
Well, with the people who follow her and believe what she believes, she's the queen, man.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
If he's in after me, that's just. And she could fundraise and make a whole bunch of money off of it, too.
And the Fox executives love it, too.
Oh, yes. You know that. That's why she's on.
Well, controversy sells.
That's why she's on more than Harold Ford Jr., because let's face it, he's boring. He's too moderate. You throw her in there, and the sparks fly.
He's much smarter than her, too.
Oh, well, yeah. But then again, my clipboard is probably a little more smarter than she is.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I just thought that was funny, just as something to make us laugh.
Yeah. All right, quick break. More Ware and Rima coming up over at Bjorn's. Just Bjorn's is where you'll find the home technology experts, like they've been doing now for over 50 years. Bjorn's, they've got the answers for all your home technology needs. If you're looking for TVs for inside your house, if you're looking for TVs for outside of your house, if you're looking for audio for inside or outside of your house, and you want the absolute best, of course, you deserve the best. That's what you're going to get at Bjorn's every time. I've known Bjorn Dibdahl now since 50 years. We started buying our stuff over there when Nancy and I got married. We haven't been married 50 years, but we started buying our stuff there even before she and I were married. Indoor, outdoor audio and TVs and the very cool stuff they've got there with custom home technology solutions for you. Everything up to home theaters. They can build an entire theater at your house. Whole home automation, you betcha they can do that too at Bjorn's. Home networking, absolutely. And even stuff for work too. So if you're in the AV department around your office or need some AV solutions for your office, they have a state-of-the-art showroom for you to check out there at 281 in Bitters Road. Go on and see our friends at Bjorn's. That's just Bjorn's.
Rescue dogs. They have incredible backstories and appetite. San Antonio's no-kill dog rescues want to nourish all these good dogs until they find forever homes. So it's time again for the KTSA 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with National Dog Show voice John O'Hurley, us, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W. Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
Every leader feels the pressure to do AI, but rushing in leads to leaks and wasted budget. Bridgehead IT starts with a full AI assessment to secure your data and find where AI actually moves the needle. Stop guessing. Lead with confidence at bridgeheadit.com.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Risa can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
What are you doing every day to support your liver? If you enjoy sweets, fast food, alcohol, or take any medications, that's a vital question to ask. Hi, I'm Sherry Torkas, pharmacist and health author. For over 30 years, I've helped people make informed decisions about their health, especially concerning prevention and long-term wellness. Supporting your liver isn't just a wellness trend, it's a daily essential. That's why I recommend Active Liver by New Nordic. It's made with plant-based ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and globe artichoke, herbs clinically studied for their protective and restorative effects on the liver. Active Liver blends traditional herbal wisdom with modern scientific research. Not all supplements are created equal. I trust Active Liver because it's backed by science, meets strict quality standards, and delivers true daily liver support.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
The lights are still on in Iran after a ceasefire agreement was reached with the U.S. and Israel last night, but according to reports, Iran is still launching missiles into the Persian Gulf. Missiles also being fired by North Korea. We'll find out why that's happening and what that could mean for the Hermit Kingdom. And a capital murder trial in North Texas has a judge having to decide if autism is a reason to take the death penalty off the table. More on these stories and others coming up 10 o'clock. KTSA News Time 9:35.
Good morning. As you get into your midday commute, we do have a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by Allstate. 281 southbound Wurzbach, wreck right lane. I-10 eastbound at Hildebrand, that's road work, left lane closed. And then westbound, we've got a left lane closed as well. 1604 northbound, Calaver to Bandera Road, that's rolling a bit slowly. And also sluggish 1604 westbound, Judson on over to Blanco Road. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Some sun before turning cloudy today with a high of 82. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, the low down to 63 along the Riverwalk and 59 in the Hill Country. You might want your umbrella for Thursday. There'll be an afternoon thunderstorm in spots, the high of 81. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Up to 65 degrees right now, San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
So hot. That's Brian Setzer.
Yes,
and
it is.
When I ride Betty, Brian's staring at me.
And Betty's your motorcycle. Those of you just joining. Wow.
I got a sticker of Brian Setzer on the dashboard of my motorcycle.
Oh, do you?
And he stares at me as I ride along, listening to Stray Cats.
That's cool.
We are wearing Rima, KTSA.
You put stickers on your Harley?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to put some more.
Popular with the tough boys, right?
That's on one side of the glove box. On the other glove box on the left-hand side, that's where I'm putting Presley.
You mean Elvis?
Elvis is going to go
Are
on.
you into Elvis?
Can you believe that? That's the first time you heard that, ain't
That's
it?
right. I had no idea.
Hey, listen, real quick before we get into the nut jobs, we're going to Dogs tomorrow and Friday. Now, look, we're still going to talk news. We're still going to talk weather and travel.
Right.
All the stuff you come to this show for, which we call we call it BS and romance. We're going to do all that. So just hang in there tomorrow and Friday. But we are going to have in the studio with us John O'Hurley, who was on the Seinfeld show and was really good on the Seinfeld show, by the way.
Certainly.
He's going to be with us because he loves dogs, too. So he's going to sit right here, and we're going to talk about dogs and how we can raise money to feed dogs.
And he'll be popping in between 7 and 10. Just popping in and popping out.
Right.
Yeah, he'll be in here for a minute, and he's going to leave here,
yeah.
and he's got other stuff around the station to do. And then Friday, we're going to be down in the Alamo Lounge, and we want you to come down to the Alamo Lounge with us, which is at KTSA.
Right.
It's not at the Alamo. People, every time I say it, people show up at the Alamo.
Go to the Alamo.
Is the Alamo Lounge here?
It's right down the hallway, actually.
Yeah, right. And so we're going to be there Friday, and we're going to have free food and free coffee and free whatever. And you can see John O'Hurley and have a picture taken with John O'Hurley. But you can also abduct a dog, and we're going to be letting you abduct dogs on that day as well.
You did it again.
What'd I do?
Adopt. Yeah. Adopt a dog.
What's the same thing? What's the difference?
Dogs.
What's the difference?
They abduct your heart.
Ain't no difference. We're going to let you abduct a dog on Friday.
Moonshine's going to be here at 6:30 to take pictures. Moonshine.
That's your dog.
Oh,
your cute little dog.
Yeah, that is a cutie. So anyway, that's coming up on Friday. So tomorrow and Friday is dog days here at KTSA, but we want you to come on Friday and just have a good time with us as we abduct dogs and do all the other stuff. Lawrence O'Donnell over M. Snow.
That brilliant rescue was described by the Secretary of Defense and by General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, as a long-standing American military rule of never leaving anyone behind.
We leave no man behind.
That is, of course, the old-school version of the idea back when only men flew American military planes.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, no.
General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, put it this way.
We leave no one behind.
The general knows, unlike Pete Hegseth, that could have been a woman they were trying to rescue. And
well, you know what? I mentioned this on Monday. So had that been a woman and had they gotten a hold of her, it would have turned out a whole lot worse for her. We remember what the radical Islamists did to Laura Logan in Egypt.
Yeah.
It was not funny. They raped these women and then they killed them.
Right.
And so that would have been far worse had it been a woman. But I can tell you what would not have changed is our desire to get her out of there had it been a woman. It's very clear when we say it's a biblical man, okay, meaning when that term is used, that means mankind. We leave no man behind, meaning we don't leave a person, a human being behind.
Right.
But this is, and I'm going to play a little bit more from Lawrence. This is the reason nobody watches M. Snow.
it could not be more tragically clear now that a whole civilization has already died. The whole civilization, beginning with the model of the British Parliament, leading to the first independent American government formed under the Articles of Confederation, followed by the Constitution that wrote the presidency into existence, and nearly 250 years of the American presidency, all of that.
Stop the hammering!
I was going to say, stop the hammering.
Civilization forming the presidency died with the elevation of Donald Trump to the presidency.
I love his little dramatic pregnant pauses
Stop
there.
the hammering!
You know what I mean? Like he waits, like it's so dramatic what he's saying, and he takes a nice big pause. What a jackass.
So, they wonder why nobody watches M. Snow and why they got to change the name. That's why. Listen to that. Well,
stop the yammering.
Stop the hammering.
No yammering. He's just yammering. That's his point. That Hegseth said the word man.
Yeah, that's
when we leave no man. That's all Lawrence has. That's all he's
right.
got.
That's all he's got. So, and he was crying while he said it. Could have been a woman.
Was he?
Could have been a woman.
Was he getting damp-eyed?
Could have been. Look, we talked a couple of weeks ago about the food that's at the baseball parks.
Oh, yes.
Remember the big taco and all that other stuff? And so they kept rolling out all that fancy, the new stuff, the new cool stuff. At all
they
the
try to
baseball
have weird food every year, every season.
They got a 2-foot wiener at one of the parks.
I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. Where else have you ever seen a 2-foot wiener? You probably never seen one.
I don't know if that's an HR violation for me to answer that question.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just move on. We'll move on.
No, in answer to your question, I've actually never seen a 2-foot wiener.
Well, okay, but they got them at the ballparks.
Yes, they do.
And in New York at Yankee Stadium, the Pinstripers, they have Yankees chicken. Now, this looks like 2 drumsticks in a little bucket, but it's not fried chicken. It looks like fried chicken, but it ain't.
What is it?
It's ice cream. It's ice cream made to look like drumsticks.
But it don't taste like drumsticks.
No,
right?
It tastes like ice cream.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And in the first inning, they sold out. It's $12 for 2 pieces. All right? $12.
$12.
And they sold out. They're gone. And they're like, we got some more on order, guys. It's going to take 3 or 4 weeks for it to get here. It's coming. So just everybody relax.
Wow.
People ate that stuff up like crazy.
Well, yeah, but it's P.T. Barnism,
Sure it is. Whatever
Barnism.
it takes.
It's like, hey, chicken. It's ice cream shaped like chicken. Don't you want to try?
Whatever it takes.
And they'll do it just to say they did it. But it's baseball. Why not? The only thing I'll say, when the missions finally go, one thing I like about going to see the missions is that you could actually afford like the food and crap there and the sodas. You know
you
what I
can
mean?
afford crap there?
You know what I know? Yes. We buy cups of crap.
Well, that's just as good as chicken.
If it's opening day and you tell people that it's really, hey, we got cups of crap.
Well,
maybe they buy it.
would
I don't
come.
know. I'm just saying it's affordable. The cups of crap downtown are going to be markedly more expensive.
Well,
I think.
yes.
Just a smidge.
Here's my question about the downtown thing. Jimmy, maybe because maybe they talk about it on a sports show. Maybe, Elaine, maybe you've seen it on TV. I don't know. Are they going to have 2-foot wieners downtown?
I don't know if they're going to have 2-foot wieners downtown, Trey.
Do y'all know? Has anybody heard that they're going to do that?
They'll probably have chicken on a stick.
Okay.
I bet they might have a 2-foot churro.
A 2-foot churro.
That's a great idea.
That'd be a great idea.
Man, did you see what Costco did? Costco used to do the long churros, right? And it was wonderful. And then they took them away. And they made this big splash about, we're returning the churro. The churro's back at Costco. Awesome. It's not. They give you a little thing of yogurt, and they put churro sprinkles on the yogurt.
No,
that's the churro
that
returning.
Ain't no damn churro.
At M&G Bank, it's all about families. It's about making sure your family or families, you may have multiples, have the resources that you need, right? And I'm talking about financial resources for your family to grow and to flourish and do extremely well. That's what M&G is all about. My friend, David McGee, and he's a great, great friend, and he can become your friend as well. That's right. He's the president of the bank, but you know what? He's no high and mighty. He'll sit down and visit with you about your family's needs. Any banker over at M&G is going to do that. And you can go into one of their locations. They've got more than 80 branch locations, newest at Bitters and 281, which is a gorgeous place. They'll buy you a cup of coffee. You can talk about your family. You can talk about your family finances. You can talk about mortgages or home loans, car loans. I don't care. Whatever it is, investing for the future, putting money away for the kiddos in a college education. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is when it comes to your family's finances. They are the go-to bank for small business loans as well. The best bank anywhere for SBA loans is right here at Amegy Bank. So whether you see them in person or you do it online, Nancy and I have been doing business with them for about 15 years. It's been a wonderful relationship over at Amegy Bank. I know just how great they are at all of their family banking services. So check them out. Amegy Bank, Amegy NA, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sunny clouds today, high near 80 or so, something like that. Right now, 61 at KTSA.
Good morning. Working a trouble spot on 281. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Southbound 281, Wurzbach. Accident, right lane delay start at Winding Way. On I-10 eastbound Hildebrand, that's road work, left lane, and westbound left lane closed as well with construction cones. 1604 northbound Calabar to Bandera Road, rolling a bit slowly, and I-10 westbound Woodlawn Road work left lane. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP or MADD.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hey, it's Sean. We've had some pretty soaking rains in my neighborhood over the past couple of weeks. I talk to you all the time about my friends over at Stevens Roofing and Solar and how when you have a soaking rain or a season of rain, and then you get into the triple digits, that stuff gets into the wood structure of your roof, and you've got some problems. That's why I need my friends at Stevens Roofing and Solar to come on out and take a look at your roof. We've done this twice. They go over every square inch of your roof, and last time the technician was up there for about an hour and a half on my roof. I got a slightly older house, and he came down, and we did, in fact, have some issues. And then he called our insurance agent for us, and then they both went up there. So if you want to sleep a little easier tonight, knowing your roof is doing its job, it doesn't cost you anything. Talk to my friends at Stevens Roofing and Solar and ask them about solar and your monthly utility bills and the value of your home. It all begins with a phone call, 210-785-0994, or look them up online at stevensroofing.net.
These are today's top headlines.
A 2-week ceasefire begins with both the United States and Iran claiming victory, and the stock market skyrockets. Iran still controls the Strait of Hormuz and says it will submit a reopening plan which may include a toll. The ceasefire does not include Israel's attacks on Hezbollah in Lebanon or Iran's attacks on neighboring countries.
Don't miss a thing. Stay connected for whatever's next.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Right now, with the purchase of a Connecticut, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Got a question for you. You've worked your whole life to build wealth for your family, but have you actually protected it? I'm talking about real protection, not just a simple will. What happens if your spouse becomes incapacitated and you need to sell the house? Without proper planning, you're looking at a costly, time-consuming guardianship process. What happens when you pass away? Do your kids have to go through probate court? Will your assets be protected from their future divorces or even lawsuits? Here's the reality. One bad car accident, one lawsuit, and everything you've built your entire life could be gone. That's why I trust Voller Law Firm. Mr. Voller and his team specialize in preserving family wealth for generations. They help families avoid probate, avoid guardianship, and protect assets from predators and lawsuits. They keep your private financial affairs private, and they do it right. Voller Law Firm. Go online at vollerlaw.com, VOELLER, or call 210-338-6983. 210-338-6983. Protect your life's work. Protect your family. Protect their future with Voller Law Firm. Tell them Joe Pag sent you.
A bathroom remodel is not just about looks. It's about comfort, safety, and function, too. Trey Ware here with Safe Showers and Bathwise. They have now joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more. They're the same trusted people, same great service, and now a whole lot more for you and your new bathroom remodel. New Bath Today still offers beautiful new showers, tub-to-shower conversions, walk-in tubs, and safety upgrades, but now they've expanded to include more complete bathroom remodeling, including toilets, flooring, vanities, and more. So whether you want a safer shower or a total bathroom refresh, I recommend you get in touch with New Bath Today. They can help you create a bathroom that looks better, feels better, and works better for your life. You get quality products, expert installation, and a smoother experience from start to finish. And right now, get $1,500 off your new shower plus low monthly payments. Get your free quote today at newbathtoday.com. New Bath Today, the same trusted team now with more for your bathroom. newbathtoday.com.
Stay on top of the latest news wherever you are. Stream KTSA on the go. This is News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
Bad Company. Can't get enough of your love, baby. 9:51. Ware and Rima KTSA with Jack Riccardi. So, did you have a good Taco Tuesday? Did you?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yes. Tacos all day, all night.
You know, so we start off the day yesterday with him all upset that Donald Trump was going to end civilization as we know it.
Genocidal warmonger.
Yes. And then later on in the day, he decides not to do it, and now they're mad that he didn't do it, and that Trump always chickens out. So we had a good Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. It must be fun to be a Democrat.
I mean,
what are they taking? You know,
what's in their head?
Do they just not? Is lying just something that doesn't bother them, or have they abandoned logic? Because you're right, this is inside of a day.
Right.
But Trump always is. Dave Rubin posted this on X this morning. Trump is always whatever you need him to be if you're the other side, right? Like you can just mold him and shape him and make him into whatever you need him to be.
Well, they really are sick in the head. This TDS thing is real.
It's real.
It should be in the DSM. It really should. It probably will be soon in the DSM. But they really, whatever he says or does, they do the direct opposite.
Right.
Whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
So what should he be doing? Should he be like nerve gassing and
because look, you cannot you can't negotiate with the Iranians. Okay, they are terrorists, terrorist theocracy. They're not going to change. It's not in their makeup. It's an impossibility for them to change. They're not suddenly going to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll get along with the world community." Yeah, you bet. And to have one group of folks that are absolute nut jobs controlling 90% of the world's oil is a really stupid idea.
I agree.
Always has been a stupid idea.
I agree.
So
yeah, I don't like this. I'm hoping that there's, and I'm sure you guys talked about this morning. I'm sure there's a lot to this we don't know. And I'm hoping there is a lot to it I don't know that if I knew this would make more sense.
Right.
I think he's still going to do it. What I've been saying all morning is that he's waiting for those people to get off the bridge. They probably already are. This was all about that. Iran kept bombing overnight in a violation of international law with these cluster bombs. They kept bombing Tel Aviv. So he's going to be able to say, I'm going back, but he's going to do it without the people on the bridges. And that's what he's waiting for. He was waiting. I think that this was a sucker punch to say, okay, I'm done.
I know they put out the pictures. How many bridges were there with, or power plants were there with a human shield, really? Like, I don't think there were too many.
They were live streaming the one, so I guess they figured if they,
We have more bridges with elderly baby boomers with no king's bed sheets than
well,
they
that's
have,
true. That's
right,
true.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it would have been a bad look, and he knows it. He's playing rope-a-dope.
I hope so. I know he's a negotiator. He never takes a bad deal. I'm hoping he's not taking one now. I'm not too crazy about this move, though. I mean, we are where we are, so we got to make the best of it, but I don't like it. By the way, you mentioned that they lie. I keep thinking of that whole taqiyya thing that we've heard about over the years, that philosophy in Shia Islam that it is acceptable to lie to the infidel.
Absolutely.
They're supposed to mislead him.
Absolutely it
and
is.
delay him.
Absolutely.
They know our psyche. In a matter of days, weeks, or months, the Western focus will be on something else, some stupid celebrity thing or outrage or whatever. So they know that in time, we won't be thinking about this anymore. That will make it harder for Trump to restart the military piece of it, if he, as you say, he's going to do, I think they're counting on that.
Well, they also know that Americans, like in general, don't like war. Even MAGA has been screaming and yelling about this. So you're right. They just wait it out.
So that's true, and short attention span.
Right. I want to ask you about this other story. We talked about this earlier, the Athena Strand story. We've all seen the picture now, published with the story inside this, delivery van or whatever with this guy, this FedEx driver. Yeah. From a journalism point of view, the images, it's one of those images I wish I could unsee.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Is there newsworthiness to that, to publishing that?
I hadn't really thought about it that way. I guess when in doubt, you do, right?
Right.
But it is a disturbing image. I want that guy fed into a tree
tree shredder.
Wood
right,
chipper,
yeah.
Feet first.
Right, absolutely. And then we were talking about head first. We were talking about that.
Feet first because it will last longer.
You guys got to feel it. You want him to feel it? Yeah. That's good.
Maybe back in and out a couple of times.
I had the idea like that now that image, because the way things are now, it's there forever. If it's going to exist forever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, first of all, we shouldn't publish it, but that's who we are as a people. The people demand to see this stuff. We're such a voyeuristic society. Because the first thing I told her this morning when she walked in at 5:00 was, "Why is this guy going to be alive today? He should be removed from the planet immediately."
Or maybe put him at one of those power plants.
And all that, right. There you go. That's a good idea.
Make a great human shield.
This whole idea of, he had this and he's got lead in his skin and he's got this and that and the other. I don't care. You know what? He did this to that little girl, and not only was there DNA under her fingernails as she was trying to get away from this guy, his DNA was in her body parts, okay? We don't need to go any further than that. We all understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he should be done. And we have become such. You used the P word one time on the air a long time ago.
It was excellent.
It was fantastic. I would love to do that right now.
That day. Yeah.
I would love to do that right now.
No, but you don't want to do that.
But we have become that collectively in this country, and we need to stop it.
I agree. So, as far as the gatekeeping part of it, I don't trust journalists to be gatekeepers,
right? To have any kind of morality or
we'll have to be the ones
like
to decide
that.
What we want to see.
Excellent point. Yeah. Would you go to a steakhouse and spend almost $700 on your meal?
If it was the Mahomes Kelsey Steakhouse, stupid idea that is.
My God.
Random business plan.
Yeah.
And it's named after their two uniform numbers, right?
Right.
Because at first I thought 1587. What happened with steak in 1587?
I had the same thought. Like, what historical reference?
Kansas City wasn't around in 1587. Yeah. No, I don't know. Okay, they got more power to them.
Well, they don't appear to be restaurateurs.
Not
they
really.
Seem to know what they're doing. I'm just putting. We said that earlier. The steak sauce. What did you say? It was $15, and one person had to wait till they were damn near done. That ain't going to happen at Roadhouse.
Right.
If you need something on your steak, you're going to get it.
Who puts something on their steak anyway?
Right.
Why do you have A1 in your place? Man?
I concur.
Come on, that's lunacy. You don't put anything on a steak. What are you talking about today?
Well, obviously the ceasefire.
Are you?
Mostly.
I just had to ask.
Primarily,
okay.
Yeah. And more.
See, that's where I was getting to. I had to kind of back into that with you.
I don't know. You do the same thing, right? I've got this whole pile, and I don't know how far we'll get into it.
That's it.
Some days we get all the way through it, and I get a little nervous.
Right.
Most of the time, we barely make a dent.
Right. That's what happens to us. I sit here all night, and I put all this stuff together. I put all the sound together, and then we get off on something else, some weirdo thing. Right. And the next thing you know, all that's gone.
Never get through it all, ever.
We all do the Sharpies and the highlighters and the piles. And, very sophisticated.
High-tech stuff, man.
It is high-tech.
But your room always looks so neat. There's no paper on the counter. Everything looks
because we're on camera now.
Organized. But you really have always been that way.
Yes,
You've always worked that way.
I have.
And I work with an ocean of paper, and I can't
strew
do
it everywhere.
I need it.
Well, have a